Welcome back, you guys.
No one's dead.
Dope. All right, so quick recap before we get into this goblin encounter. Last session, Hisan went to talk to the dwarves. He got a juicy little bit of lore about what has been going on over there. And also, he was able to silver several weapons with the dwarves' help. Another thing, chat real quick, very importanto. I got music playing, and if it's too loud or too quiet, please let me know, because it's brand new and I just had to download like 19 things for it today. Anyways, then on his walk home, he met Roosebane at the lumberyard, who asked him for some help to move a couple logs, and he couldn't do it by himself, so he went back and he got most of the party, with the exception of Arthur and Rainier, brought them to go help him, and you guys fought a bunch of twig blights and vine blights, and she gave you an adamantite axe for your troubles. Meanwhile, Arthur and Rainier were in the library, just studying, chilling. Rainier was mostly sleeping, but you guys did accomplish quite a bit of research. And Diostri and Canare were able to go and help Benito the elf to steal a mangonel or some sort of siege weapon. I don't remember if it was a ballista or a mangonel now. And then you guys got Jenny Rawl to get the army actually to go and help you fight the goblins. So that is exactly where we are right now. You guys have approached the camp. They have seen you. You have seen them. What is it that you would like to do?
Well, have we seen them? Have they seen us? I mean, I don't remember.
We have
we
visual
moved
contact now.
I thought we hadn't moved into visual contact yet. I thought we were
because we were in the
as...
planning stage. Because
we got information, and I think we were preparing to walk forward to where it was going to be obvious that they could see us. But like we were right there, because I think we were just about to do that, and that's where we decided we end it here and we pick up from there.
Okay, then how would you wish to approach?
But I think this is like on the map. I think this is exactly how we are going to be set up for that confrontation.
Yeah, because we wanted to have some of us
hidden off the side.
Okay, how would you like to approach?
No, I guess it doesn't really.
So yeah, we approach in formation. JJ, would you say we're pretty much in earshot of everything that I can see? Like, if I'm yelling, would they be able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want us to make stealth checks off the side as well? Because we're trying to be hidden, us four on the left.
The four of you that are trying to be hidden, yes, I will need stealth checks.
Be stealthy, boys.
Isan!
Everybody rolled pretty bad except Diostri.
I don't know about that. Not feeling too stealthy.
Use your inspiration already.
I just hear some armor clanking, like
I do have an inspiration, and it would be on brand.
Do it.
No, I'm
use
not.
That inspiration immediately.
I'm not gonna use that.
Wasted yet.
All right. Well, I guess we approach to within we're in shot, and I kind of step forward just a little bit, and I say to the group of goblins and bugbears, "Goblins, bugbears! Blood does not have to be shed here today. Heed my warning, for it is your only one. I have crossed paths with many foes, and many of them travel with me." And as I'm saying that, I pull out Isharin's call, kind of place it on my shoulder. You can kind of see like the teeth dangling there. So like there's just a bunch of like trophies just kind of dangling in front of them. I say, honor yourselves by honoring our ancestors who fought together against the vile Auerkakra. Throw down your weapons, and those who do will have their lives. Those who refuse will fall to Isharin's call. So I raise up my weapon, and I'm gonna roll intimidation.
Yeah, roll it with advantage.
Nice.
That was a pretty good speech.
The
The man crits with a 26 intimidation.
Oh my gosh.
The goblins all turn to you. At this point, they see the wedge formation of soldiers. They see, unfortunately, the people that are trying to be stealthy in the trees. They look to both of you. The goblins kind of all... You hear... Does anybody speak Goblin?
I do.
You do? Okay, well, you hear them muttering amongst themselves, oh my god, oh crap, oh shit, oh jeez, oh boy. And they run off, and they are flapping on this guy's tent up here, and they go, excuse me, Clark, you need to come out here and talk to this guy. It's very scary. And you watch as a tent flap opens up with gusto, and a very large orc steps out, and he looks at you, and he goes, I am Clark, leader of this party. What is your name, Dragonborn?
I am Canore. We're here to make you lay down your arms, or else blood will be shed here today, and it won't be ours.
What can you offer us? We were sent here on a mission to raid.
I feel like your lives are a good enough reward here.
The goblins actually start going like, actually, yeah, that seems like a really good idea, dude. I'm kind of nervous. Oh boy. And, Clark steps forward even further to approach you, and, he says, we are here on express orders. We cannot return home empty-handed. We do not wish to fight. But there must be something in recompense.
What is it you need?
Gold, treasure, jewels, trophies, skulls.
Side note, we still have that axe, right? Or did that get sold?
We still have it. I believe I have it.
Well, that's possible treasure we can buy them off with, unless you guys really just want to fight.
I mean,
we got the axe, we got some gold, but
do we want to give them? We're essentially, so historically, the Vikings would show up and be like, hey, we'll burn down and raid your village unless you just give us the stuff we wanted anyway, and then we'll leave. But then they come back a year later, because it's like, hey, it worked the first time around. Let's try it again.
Exactly, yeah.
That's my concern here.
I need more than one axe for treasure. We have an arrangement with a merchant in one of your towns. We split the loot evenly.
An arrangement with a merchant. That's pretty dastardly by the merchant.
It's the Muffin Man.
Oh no.
Human merchant.
It's
Very.
Dirty.
Very Zuckercorn.
Is this whole conversation happening in common?
It depends. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah, because I know Dragonborn and Common, so. What merchant?
Look at his armor and see if it says Barry on it.
I was gonna say.
Perception checks, please.
She did not tell me her name, but she is a friend of the goblins. She is in that town over there, and he points in the direction of Ava Shores. We were given express permission through the state, I believe you call it Kindraga, that we may travel through there unmolested if we do not raid their roads and caravans. But once we came here, to this place of green grass and lots of trees, we met this woman. She tells us when the caravans come and when to raid them. And we split all of our raids with her.
Sounds like you're getting the raw end of the deal out here.
Motherfucking human traders up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Legitimately traders, yeah.
Can I glance over to the captain of the soldiers? What's her reaction to all this?
Roll an insight check.
Because I think even if we were to say we don't want to fight, the soldiers may 11.
With an 11, you can tell that she's very intrigued and curious that a human would be working with goblins. She sort of leans over and whispers to you, Rainier, when you look at her, and she goes, there are several merchants who have been claiming that their merchandise has been stolen. I find it hard to believe that any of them would be in on this. Can I roll an insight check on Clark to see
Sure.
His general vibe.
Vibe check.
Vibe.
He's
Vibing
vibing.
low.
He high key
He's
vibing.
So I'm gonna assume I'm with earshot with what Jenny just said to Rainier. Like I could pick up what was being said.
Yeah.
I kind of look back over my shoulder and say, humans and their petty squabbles, they'll do anything to slight one another.
At this point, you see there are several bugbears that are sort of coming up closer to the mix. They're just keeping a watchful eye on you guys, but also kind of want to see what's going on. Meanwhile, some of the goblins are moving backwards a little bit. They're a little kind of freaked out by what's going on. They're not hiding behind the trees. Some of them are actually hiding behind the trunks of the trees and just sort of like peeking out, you know? Like, Clark approaches even closer and he says, he gets like kind of like right up to you. You still have Ishoran's call on your shoulder?
Yeah, right now I'm kind of holding it at this. Well, it's actually kind of, I'll say it's like kind of like, I'm holding it by the pommel and the blade is like kind of in the ground.
Okay.
Kind of like I'm using it like a cane type of thing.
You see, he is wielding himself a great axe, and he has it at this point. It's out of the, you know, he had it like kind of like dangling by his side, and now he has it over his shoulder, and he's just sort of like, that is a fine weapon. I believe if you have several weapons, we can take them from you. We will leave this road of caravans alone for the season.
For this season.
Let me ask you, Clark, Orc.
My name is Clark Kent.
Clark Kent.
The man's an orc.
I'm just gonna call you Orc.
Does he have that like that one little like twist of hair at the front?
He does, yeah.
You know, if he turns into Superman during
It's the only hair that he has. But
You
it's
see like a scar on his chest in the shape of like an S.
Just wait for him to pull his glasses off. If he starts pulling the glasses off, we know shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, so listen, Clark, Orc. I know you're raised to be mighty warriors. How does this merchant hold power over you? Over your band? What do you owe them?
I think they're getting paid by the overlords of the Orc Nation to raid, and they've been told, don't come back unless you fucking get weapons and shit.
He seems really insulted that you think a human has any power over him at all, period. You see the actual visible disgust in his face, and he goes, I do not care for the merchant. I do this for my nation. I do this for my people.
Then why are you giving the merchant 50% of your cut?
Because she tells me when the caravans come. It is trading season. The roads are rich with luxury goods.
Sure, but any road could be rich with luxury goods as long as you camp it.
Yes.
Is this still like loud talking, or is it kind of like quieted down to like just aggressive whispering?
No, it's loud talking. Clark is trying to project to show to his camp that he is in control of this situation.
At this point, I kind of, not menacingly, but I kind of put the blade back up on my shoulder, and we see the teeth once again. Like, Orc, listen. Don't be another foe to fall to my blade. Leave these lands, and we won't have to cross blades.
Roll another intimidation with advantage.
Sure.
Come on.
With a 9 and a 13? Alright. He's going to also roll 1. Let's see what he gets. Oh, that shouldn't have rolled publicly. But anyways, plus 6, so 17. He looks at you and he goes, we have fought humans before. We have fought several of these retinues, and he gestures at the army formation. That is why the state of Kindraga has allowed us free passage. They do not wish any more bloodshed. Would you like for the same to be said of this place?
No, of course not. That's why you need to leave.
He is...
The only blood that's going to be shed is yours.
not backing down. Is there
Ghibli?
anything else that you would like to do or say?
Ghibli, may I step forward to be next to Canare? I don't want to say anything, but I do want to have my shield out and ready.
Okay.
Alright, I just want to kind of quietly see if I can just step up there.
At that point, I said,
I want to be there in case this orc tries anything funny. I want to use my one reaction that I have to like give disadvantage to the attack if the orc tries that.
Okay.
all right. Last thing I want to say is just, I gave you one warning. That's your only warning. You've chosen this path.
All right. Well,
Did you say we had been spotted or no?
yeah, you guys have been spotted.
I was gonna say, I remember last time when we were getting prepared, I said that I was gonna like change my cloak of many fashions to like green to help blend into the surroundings, and you said something about advantage on stealth for like doing that.
Okay, and you did roll the lowest stealth out of everyone, correct?
I did. Yes.
All right, go ahead and re-roll to give yourself advantage.
Oh, come on, guys, pray for me. That's a bit better.
Which means that the lowest stealth was an 11 from Ignis and a 12 from Arthur. At this point, you guys have been legitimately having a conversation, so I'm gonna say that you're not hidden.
Okay.
And
Can
if...
we-
Go ahead.
Can we say they Oh. Go ahead,
I
Ignis.
would just like to get behind this tree and cast Charm Person on the orc.
Oh.
Oh, okay. What save is that for him?
Oh.
That is DC 12. for
God,
wisdom.
we need better
Wisdom?
charisma.
Okay. Wisdom.
DC 12.
He crit.
Not
I'm sorry. And as you go and you feel the magical essence of your spell leaving your hands, it hits him. You don't see anything. There's no like visible spell happening, but you sense as it hits him, and he just sort of shakes it off, and then he looks over at you. And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Can I use my inspiration to get him to roll again before we roll initiative? I don't mind if you roll again. You don't have to take that disadvantage, but I just want to use my inspiration to make you roll again.
That
Okay.
would have just knocked it down to rolling a straight roll, right? Though. Or
No.
How'd that work?
So you can, I think you can choose it after.
If it works anything like lucky, because I've been looking at that, then
It's a
gotcha.
little
Roll
meta,
it,
but I'll
yeah.
allow it. It's a little meta,
I mean, like,
but I'll
no,
allow it.
I don't mind if you just re-roll completely.
Straight roll.
Yeah, like, I don't mind if you just roll again. You don't have to use that 5. But you roll.
Roll the 5 anyway.
Okay. So he's charmed.
Sweet.
Okay.
In the
Before-
future, though,
before
I
we
will
ca-
say if you're going to use an inspiration, you have to do it before on an enemy. You have to do it before I say outcome. Granted, in this instance, he crit, so you knew what it was going to be regardless. But like, put it out there.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just didn't want to talk over you because you were, like, still talking.
Fair, no problem. All right,
And
so
next
he's
time I'll-
charmed for how long? A minute?
1 hour.
1 hour. What would you like to say to him?
I'm going to step out from the trees and say, my friend, great idea here for you. Your so-called allies here have plenty of treasure and stuff that you could bring back to your masters, and you won't have to share it with them. Help us deal with them, and it will all be yours.
Clark does like this idea. Clark does not
Clark
like
will
to
get
share.
all the famous. Clark will get all the fame and riches and ladies or gentlemen or anything in between that Clark likes.
What do you have to give to Clark?
I, for your assistance, have this spear and where the hell is my inventory? 100 gold pieces.
Clark needs much more than 100 gold, and you see the bugbears behind him kind of like, you know, like, what else? Like...
Tankard that lets you get really, really drunk.
That sounds awesome.
And a signet ring and fine clothing. And I will let you choose whichever one of my friends as your concubine, if they please you.
I appreciate that. I prefer orc concubine, and the bugbears are just like looking at you, like kind of like in disgust, like ugh. Some of the bugbears, you see them. One pulls out an abacus, and he starts like tallying up, like, you know, all the things that you've said to him, and he's like and he's like, you know, pushing the beads like on the abacus.
Oh, Clark, I should say this is only for you. Your friends are not going.
Oh,
They are unfortunate baggage.
Yes.
Tell you what, Clark, I'll throw in 40 gold for you as well.
We've become such good friends, Clark. You know, in these past few minutes. What have these guys ever done for you? Nothing. I bet they steal your food. And they eat more than you're supposed to have. Just help us deal with them, and you can go back to your land all happy and rich and have all the orc concubines you want.
Yeah, these guys do suck. And you see him, and with his axe on his shoulder, he kind of turns around, and he's like, "Hey, why you guys always eat my food? Clark hunt, Clark get deer. You guys always eat deer. Goblin do nothing for Clark."
And the bugbears, they eat twice as much as the goblins.
He kind of struggles with that on a little bit. He's like, I kind of like the bugbear, but then he looks to the dude with the abacus and he goes, "You, arithmetic nerd."
Poor arithmetic nerd, dude. Oh, God.
They're, the bugbears are shifting right now. They're looking a little freaked out. Some of the goblins, roll a perception check, Austihr and Arthur, because you guys have high passive.
Perception. 16.
I'd
Okay.
be like moving towards like where Ignis is as
23.
well while this is happening.
You see as this group over here of the goblins, they all just book it into the woods. They're freaked out. At this point, they've been intimidated by Canneray, and now their leader seems to be turning on them, and they are very afraid of the orcs, because the way that the hierarchy works in where they're from is that it goes orcs, bugbears, goblins. So goblins are afraid of when the orcs get angry or if they're a scapegoat or something like that, they just get, like, you know, beaten and punished, right? So they actually just book it. They just run right away.
Who are they?
They're just, they just...
I would love to eliminate them. I have 120 feet on my Eldritch Blast.
Okay, let's bring them back.
God.
As they're in these trees and they're starting to run away.
Who? Sorry, Erthos, but who saw this?
We're getting
Me
the party
and-
started.
yeah.
Well, so it was
Austihr.
Arthur and Austihr. Will you guys be pointing that out to the party? Like, hey, they're
Yes.
leaving.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
then
yelling,
yeah,
I'm yelling over at
Yes.
everybody saying, "Hey, we've got some guys running off in the woods here.
I would love to just Eldritch
They're
Blast.
cheesing it."
Get away.
Oh God.
You can roll to hit. You can tell me which one you would like to hit.
I'll hit the farthest one away first.
Okay.
This is what I hate about battle maps, where it's like, I have such range. Oh,
With...
I'd like to use my inspiration on
Okay,
this.
go ahead and reroll.
Come on.
Oh no.
Yikes. Oh, jeez Louise. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna yell at Clark. Clark, look! They're running away with your treasure.
Did I take a shot with my light crossbow?
okay, hold on. Because
Okay.
we might be
Might
getting
be
into
good
initiative
time.
territory, depending on what Clark rolls.
Oh God.
find out Clark has like a brain.
Y'all just went murder hobo on this one.
Okay,
Ugh.
Clark rolled a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Murder hobo would have been to attack Clark right away.
That's
Mm.
fair.
All right.
This is
Yeah.
So,
murder finesse.
double checking. Charm person is not concentration, and also he's charmed by you unless you or your companions do anything harmful to it and regards you as a friendly acquaintance. So Clark is going to go, huh? And you see as he fumbles with, he has a javelin, and he is going to aggressively move in this direction. And he's going to chuck his javelin at one of the goblins.
Get him, plug.
And I'm just gonna... He hits him,
God, it feels good to have Superman on our side.
and he hits him
Yeah.
for 8
Thank you.
piercing damage. And you watch as the javelin impacts right through the middle of the shoulder blades of this goblin. You hear a little... and he just falls over, the javelin sticking out of him like perpendicular to the ground. And now I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative.
Initiative.
This is some
Sure.
interesting
Remember to click the
initiative.
token first.
Oh,
Sorry, I forgot to click on my freaking character.
Just click on yourself and then roll
Do you
initiative.
want me to roll again, or do you want to just add that too?
And then type in your first initiative.
It's the first time I've rolled above a 5 for initiative. Woohoo!
Wait, how do I do that? Sorry.
So
Do I
you
just click on myself?
click on yourself, click initiative, and then type in your first initiative.
Where the heck do you
I do
see
want to say
an
to all my friends,
initiative to
my
click?
legit-
Like on my character sheet again?
No, on
Yeah.
the turn order. Yeah.
turn order. Just
Oh, so I do it like that? Oh, okay, yep. And then I
Yep,
just go
yep,
to-
yep,
okay,
yep,
I got it,
yep.
yep.
I think you're getting it. I think you got it. I think you got it.
I
Wasted
just
a
want to say
crit
to all
on
my
that.
friends, don't hit Clark yet.
Oh god.
Keyword being
And
yet.
we need Jenny to roll.
If Clark dies before we can find out who his contact
we
was in
need the
Avashore,
contact.
We need to.
We know that it's a female merchant.
In
And I'm
Avashore.
Avashores, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
that
getting
there's
time.
there's probably only one. Let's be honest.
I mean, if we take Clark's head and we just take it to every female merchant and be like, "Hey, do you know this guy?"
Do you know this man?
All right. So some of the goblins, since they are up first, are going to attempt to run even further. They are going to take the dash action. I'm going to put them up on the north side of the map up here. And I'm going to just say that they are currently at the farthest. They went 60 feet. So at the farthest, they are 20 feet away. I'm just going to write 20 feet so that we know that that's where they are. And the other goblins that have stayed are going to... This guy is going to move himself forward. And then they're all going to take attacks. They have their short bows. So we're going to take several attacks here with the goblins. There's going to be 2 arrows fired at you, Canneray.
We'll fight in the dark. They're gonna blot out the sun with the arrows. We're gonna fight in the dark.
A 17 to hit.
That certainly does hit.
And the second one, I'm just going to roll both attacks. And a 10 to hit. So one hits, the other one misses. You're going to take 4 piercing damage as one of the arrows lodges itself into your upper thigh.
Oh, I'll die.
And then we have the other 3 goblins are going to take... They're going to shoot at Jenny.
Ugh.
A 19 hits. A crit. Oh, Jenny.
She's
Oh, Jenny.
Literally riddled with arrows.
Yeah, one of them misses. It goes wide, and you see she just sort of ducks out of the way because she was just impacted directly in the chest, and she sort of and like hunkers down. She is going to take 4 and 10, so 14 damage to her. And the remaining 2 goblins that are here are going to shoot at you, Rainier.
Yep.
One crits. Oh my god, what's going on today?
What is
And the other one misses. I'm so sorry. I don't know why these crits are bad. The crit is going to get you for 10 piercing damage, as it just, weirdly enough, is able to find itself under the chink in your armor between where your helm meets your actual plate mail, and it just like lodges itself in your collarbone.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. And then that is going to bring us to Austihr. You are up.
I can't believe they literally have to roll a 16 or higher to hit him, and they rolled a fucking crit.
So the golems up at the north that are running away, they're 20 feet beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you use your ruler plus 20, that's what they are.
So they're very freaking far.
Yeah, they're pretty much gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
You're not gone
4
yet.
goblins we don't have to worry about.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we don't. The local towns do, but 4 goblins
mean,
are easier to.
Yeah,
handle.
take it.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move.
And they
are
won't
they
be organized.
Here. And then I'm going to use my longbow to attack this goblin.
Alrighty.
Most forward.
Roll to hit. An
My
8
God, dude.
unfortunately misses as your arrow goes wide. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
Nah, that's it.
Okay, and that's going to bring
That's
us to Arthur.
I'm going to move. Wait, I'm gonna move about here, and I'm gonna pull out my light crossbow and I'll take a shot at this guy
Alrighty.
right here.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
17.
That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage, and you're going for the goblin.
Yep. 7 piercing damage.
As you shoot him, the bolt flies true. It hits him square right in the eyes, and you see it sink several inches into his skull. Blood starts dripping out, and he falls down backwards with a small thud, not a large one, because he's a small guy. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
How much? I've only got 5 full feet of movement, so no, I'll just move 5 more feet forward here, and that'll be it. That'll be my turn.
All right, excellent. And that's going to bring us to Ignis.
I'm going to move 10 feet closer. Hex Blade Curse this one.
Alrighty. What save does he have to make for that?
He does not get to make a save.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
He's cursed for 1 minute. I gain extra damage equal to my proficiency. Any attack rolls I make against the cursed target is a critical hit on a 19 or a 20. Or on a d20. When it dies, I regain hit points equal to my warlock, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Dope.
And
Let's
then
go
I'm
for it.
going to Eldritch Blast him.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ah!
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah, that
And
definitely
that
hits.
is actually a critical hit.
Ooh.
'Cause I rolled a
bow,
19.
bow.
Yeah, you rolled a 19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah,
20.
baby. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So roll damage
And
again.
then
Okay, so
Oh.
17 damage
Hell yeah.
to.
So
Nice.
actually it would be 21 damage because my proficiency from the Hex Blade is double as well.
Dope. You see as your Eldritch Blast comes into contact with him, it actually knocks him a little bit backwards, and you see searing, burning all over his body of a magical effect. He is bloodied. You see him panting. He's got his hands on his knees. He is still standing, but he is very gravely injured. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
Is that the academic one?
Yeah, that was the guy with the abacus. He dropped the abacus.
Oh god.
I'll just
HP
say,
Lovecraft is very happy.
calculate that, bitch.
I like to think the abacus is his weapon.
That is going
You
to.
just like shoot off.
Yeah. Like Gambit. To Rainier, you're up.
Ow. Okay. How bad is Jenny looking?
She seems like 'tis but a scratch. She's fine.
Okay, cool. Then I will. I'm gonna have to cast Cure Wounds on myself because I can't take another hit like that.
Oh, my bad.
She's definitely taken a couple arrows to the chest, if you know what I mean.
All right, so I healed.
Any to the knee?
6.
No, she's still an adventurer. All right, so you
Okay.
healed
6.
6. Okay.
And then I am going to. I'm gonna move down and place myself adjacent to both where Kenner and Jenny are both at right now, and hold just be there
For your
for now
reaction.
because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to run up and suddenly get surrounded by 2 bugbears.
Okay. Jenny is going to run up to the bugbear over here, and she's going to position herself in between both of them. She feels very strong. She's going to attack the one on her right with a greatsword.
She's a 3-star general, guys.
She is a 3-star
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
She
Don't
rolled
worry
a
about it.
25. Oh, I'm not rolling publicly. My bad.
Shit.
She gets him for 14 plus
Holy crap!
8 slashing.
I don't think Jenny
Did she
needs us,
crit?
to be honest.
Did she crit? Did she?
It wasn't a
Oh, is
crit.
that-
It's because he takes the secondary slashing damage if she has more than half of her total hit points remaining.
Shit.
So,
okay. Yeah, actually,
Jeez.
I read that now. God damn.
And
Ouch.
then she is going to try to slash at him yet again. She feels very
Oh my
good.
god!
She hits again, and with this big chunk and
Oh my
slice,
God.
she comes down, and you see with her greatsword, she actually decapitates this guy in one fell swoop. His head goes tumbling off of his shoulders, and he falls down and just sort of slumps into a puddle. He is dead-zo. She then turns her attention to the bugbear over here, and she's going to make one last attack with her greatsword, the blood still dripping off of it from the previous opponent. She definitely hits. She's going to do
Oh my
24 slashing damage to this guy. You see, she has stabbed him through a very vital organ. He is leaking fluids out of his abdomen. He is still alive, barely breathing, hanging on, but he's still there. And that's going to be her turn. The soldiers are going to run up, and they are equipped with long swords. That's all that they can do. They're going to try to continue their formation. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as this guy can get.
Never should have come here.
You never should have come here. 10,
We should've just bought
15,
Jenny.
20, 25.
Yeah, Jenny could have just like sold this whole thing. Hey, Jenny, some
And
fun out there for you.
You said she's single, right?
yeah, you didn't ask. So the only soldier that can actually make an attack is the one that is in front of the bugbear that Ignis cursed, and he is going to attempt to swing two-handed with a longsword. He hits for 3 slashing damage. The bugbear was able to slightly parry, and the attack did not hit with the full force that the soldier wanted to, and he is going to swing again. And it is going to hit, and so with that, he is going to romp 7 more slashing damages as this bugbear falls to the ground, being impaled. The sword goes all the way through and sticks out of his back. And that's going to be it for the soldier's turn, which is going to bring us to Clark, who is very frustrated that some of the goblins are running away. He is going to buck up, whip his greatsword out, and move the entirety, crossing the gap to here, and he's just gonna wail on this poor goblin here and be like, "Why goblins steal all my food?" And he hits. And you see he actually crushes some of the bones as he slices through this goblin's body, and the goblin still has not lost his life, but it is slowly draining from his eyes, and that's going to be his turn. So Canare, you are up.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pop Battle Rage here because why not?
Seems like a good time.
Yep.
I guess that's the only turn you get.
Yeah, seriously, Jenny's just out here like one-shotting people. We got the. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and walk up to next to Jenny and go ahead and take a swing at this bugbear in front of me.
All right. You have advantage because you are raging.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got 16.
And she's flanking with you. All right. 16 hits the goblin. Go ahead and roll damage.
Bugbear, isn't it?
8 plus 2 for my rage
2
damage.
for your rage damage. All right, and that is enough. This bugbear just collapses as you slice through him. Viscera and gore flying everywhere, spraying Jenny. You see like blood drops on her face, and she just sort of shakes it off.
I give a glance to Jenny and just go, ah, ha, ha!
She loves that. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
That is my turn, yeah.
All right, Hisun, you are up. You are technically behind a tree trunk that will give you half cover to anyone that is in this direction over here, like over here. You may move.
Am I going to be like, do I have to go around the tree trunk? If
No,
I
you can fire. Like, you would just be like leaning over, firing off a spell, coming back, but you are protected from attacks coming to you.
If I wanted to just like move straight, like bottom right, behind Ignis, am I going to have to like go around like that?
No, you're able to just sort of sidestep the trunk of the tree.
I shall do that then. I'm just going to run over here, still standing behind Ignis a little bit there. What's my range here?
I just turned Peace on and go, really, dude?
I mean, I'd say stand behind you, but I'm like standing over you. My 1 foot height.
He's Captain Morganing on your head.
And I'm just gonna try and kill steal Clark boy over here, and I'm just gonna drive a mind sliver into the little goblin's head. He just gets a really bad headache, and has to roll a save.
It is an intelligence save. It's a good thing that goblins are dumb. He rolled it! He rolled it!
Damn
I'm
it,
so
dude.
sorry.
Okay, well.
You see, he's just so distracted that his brain isn't even thinking. He's like, yeah, I got a splitting friggin' headache. I just got slammed by fucking Clark Kent over here. It does no effect, unfortunately. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
No, that's all I can do, unfortunately.
Alrighty, and then that is going to bring us back to the goblins. This one that is fighting Clark is going to actually pee his pants a little, and he's going to attempt to run away. He's kind of freaking out. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's just see, because Clark's going to get an attack of opportunity. He's going to take it, obviously. He crits the guy. I don't even need to roll damage. This guy's dead. He just
exploded.
Yeah, as he's running away, Clark gets him with the great axe from behind, and he just sort of flies forward, like, you know, like in a video game, like when you like do damage and they just like the game physics just like bing across the screen. That's what he does. These goblins are a little freaked out by the fact that they just watched these people come in and absolutely slaughter them. They're actually going to take some steps back, but then they are still going to attack with their bows. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 attacks to this soldier here. 1 crit fails. 1 hits. Only 1 hits.
They're shaking in their boots.
And he's going to take a little bit of damage. You see as one of the soldiers kind of gets an arrow, it kind of hits him in the forearm in like a little, he's wearing like leather armor. And the other 2 are going to attempt to shoot, 1 at Jenny and 1 at Canare. The one at Jenny is a 13. That's going to miss. And then the one at Canneray. That one hits. 23.
Oh,
For
Nice.
7 piercing damage to you, Canneray. As you
I have
halved,
resistance.
so it's 3 because we're going to
4?
round down.
3?
Yeah, we round down. So
Okay.
you're -7, Canneray, and then that is going to be that for those goblins. These goblins are essentially now 80 feet off the map. They're going to take the dash action to give themselves full movement. So they are now 80 feet off of the side of the map. And that's going to be their turn. So, oopsies, I forgot how to do this. Next up is Austihr. What would you like to do?
Swear a few times at my bow, and then try to attack this guy with it.
Which one? I'm sorry, ping him. That guy? Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Got this. Oh, God.
A 7. Unfortunately, as you're attempting to pull your bow, you're cursing at it and you're paying so much attention that you aren't keeping your eye on the arrow, and it just falls short. Boo! Lands at the goblin's feet.
Okay, I'm just gonna move up then to there and call it. And swear at my bow a few more times.
Okay, well then that is going to bring us to Arthur.
I'm going to move 30 feet up, so about here. I think that was 30 feet from where I was.
Yep.
Yeah, about 30 feet. And that should put me... Yeah, I'm going to take a shot with my light crossbow again at this fella.
At that goblin, go ahead and roll for it.
Yep.
That
22.
definitely hits. Go ahead and roll dammies.
7!
Okay, and it was this one, correct?
Yep, that one right there. Yep.
As you shoot him, you realize that you've gotten him right through the neck, and he makes a as he just can't breathe. Blood fills his throat and lungs, and he falls down. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
If I was to action surge, would I be able to reload and still shoot again?
Yeah.
Or is that not how that works?
Your crossbow, what's your crossbow? It's an action to load, or
Is it an action to load again?
bonus
It's
action?
bonus action, right?
So you haven't used your bonus action this turn, so you can use that to
No,
do
so,
that.
but if I use my bonus action to action surge, I wouldn't be able to reload it.
Oh, okay.
Ah, correct, yes. My bad.
Okay, that's fine. That'll be my turn. I'll just leave it at that.
Alrighty then, Ignis, that brings us to you.
I am going to move forward slightly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I am going to Eldritch Blast this one.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll to hit
Eldritch Blast!
with a
Nice.
15. That hits. Go ahead and roll your damages. You see the goblin sees your spell coming and tries to duck out of the way, but he is too slow as the force of the Eldritch Blast kind of gets him in the shoulder and burns up the side of his neck and his shoulders. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
That is it.
Alrighty, and then that is going to bring us to Rainier.
Well, looking at this, God, hold on, let me see you.
Do you have any javelins or something?
Sprint into
Nope.
action.
I just sit there, look around, and just draw my long sword. I'm like, well, ain't no time like the present, and I'm just gonna sprint straight up to get in front of this goblin, and that's my entire turn.
Alrighty, so you've used your action to dash. Excellent. And as
Yep.
you run, the plate mail makes this big clink, clink, clink as you book it through the battlefield. You see genuine
I'm doing like the old
terror.
man. I'm doing the old man.
I'm too old for this shit.
Genuine terror on the goblin faces as you approach them.
I was
Jenny,
gonna say I'm in full plate, like helm closed,
oh yeah,
everything.
you look terrifying. Jenny, seeing you doing that, is going to also try to run forward. She's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and get up in this goblin's face. She is going to swing with her greatsword. The first attack actually misses. The second one,
Jenny.
she crit fails. She was so
Jenny.
inspired by you. As she's swinging, she's looking back at you like, is he watching? Is he seeing what I'm doing? I'm doing what he's doing. And she just totally is like the goblin's like 10 feet in front of her. And she's just like wildly swinging. It's making like that wiffle ball bat sound in the air. And she's going to take one last attack. This one crits
there
though.
you go.
As she notices she's embarrassed and she lunges forward and just pierces through this goblin right through his midsection, and it's going to completely obliterate him to the point where she actually has to use her foot and kick him off the end of her blade. That's going to be her turn, and
Oh God.
oh, we love Jenny. And that's going to bring us to the soldiers, who are basically bone daddied unless they can 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This guy can get to there 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, they can't literally do anything. They're going to go here. I will update the map for chat in a second. And
all about routing the enemies now.
yeah, only one of them is able to make an attack. These soldiers are kind of useless, but they're going to do their best. And he's going to attack two-handed with his longsword. The first one is going to miss, and the second swing is going to come true as the goblin has nowhere to run, and he is just going to get absolutely gash across his face. You hear the sound of the metal hitting the bone, and the goblin falls down dead. And that's going to bring us to Clark, who is going to run... he's gonna start booking it after the goblins that have ran away. He is infuriated, and he's like, Clark, get goblins! They have my treasure! And he's going to, he has the aggressive, so as a bonus action, he can move up to its speed towards a hostile creature, and his action so that he can move a total of 90 feet on his turn. So he's going to go 5,
Terrifying.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and then an additional 30 feet. He is now 50 feet away from the goblins. Let me just put a little note so I do not forget how far away that he is. He is 50 feet out, and that is going to be his entire turn, which brings us to you, Canneray.
Would the goblin that actually hit me with an arrow in that last volley still be alive?
Yeah, it's the one that's in front of Rainier.
Oh, perfect.
Don't you dare.
Wonderful.
Don't you dare.
Love that. All right.
Steal the
Don't you
kill.
steal this from me?
So yeah, arrow hits me right, and I look at the goblin as he's like knocking another arrow. I just point my sword at him and move 30 feet and attempt to end his life. I got advantage, right?
Yes, you do have advantage. Thank God you have advantage.
Absolutely kill steal.
All right, and with
Just-
that,
Ugh.
you notice at first that your swing is going to actually miss, and you are able to correct it mid-swing and kind of come up this way, and you are able to legitimately slice this goblin in half from balls to collarbone. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
Yeah, just look at Rainier and say, "Good distraction."
I
Gave him
love
the
it.
old. I saw you gave him the old Dragonborn zipper.
I love that, like, that image of, like, Rainier just absolutely booking it in his heavy play, gets there, like, hands on the knees, he's like... And then the Dragonborn just walks up and just kills the goblin. That
Just
he just
flips the goblin in half.
He's just dead. He's like, oh.
Oh. So now he has to run again. Okay, I'm gonna move up behind Ignis again. I think I can go one more little thingy madooby. One more little step. Because I'm still not in range of anything, so I'm just gonna, just one more step that way. And actually I'm just gonna take my dash action and also just move again.
Alrighty.
So I
And-
should
Damn
just...
small legs.
Is that
Yeah,
going to
little-
be your
little
full
legs.
turn?
And that's my full turn.
All right, and that's going to bring us to the goblins. This goblin is the only one remaining. He is actually going to try to run away. He is terrified, and he is going to take the dash action to escape with his life. So he's going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, another 35 feet off of the map. And he is effectively off of the map. We're going to be in initiative order for one more round, unless you guys don't wish to pursue these creatures.
I reckon we should go after Clark.
We have to go after Clark at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't yell out to him.
Then that's going to bring us to Austihr. It's your turn.
Austihr, take care of that last one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I gotta redeem this damn bow. So I'm gonna move up to right here,
Nice.
and I'm gonna fire at that one.
Okay.
Believe in you.
I believe in you.
One last try
this.
with the longbow, otherwise it's going away.
Take my energy.
Firewood. That one hits!
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll damage.
It heard the threat.
Nice. Yes, it's been listening to me. Having a nice long talk with it between then and now.
That's upsetting.
He's still.
Yeah.
not
That is
listening.
exactly the amount of damage that you needed to do. How do you want to kill this goblin as he's running away?
Yeah, I'd fucking stay out.
Nice.
Dope. All right. Again, is that your full turn?
Yes.
Okay. Arthur, is there
already
anything
did.
that you would like to do?
Full action, just dash up to the tree because we need to go after Clark. I shout
wanna
at
kill him.
everyone and
We at least
move
want
up.
him to. We need him to come back here. We don't want to kill him.
Okay.
No, we want to kill him, but we don't want him to run too far off and then get lost.
All right.
And then just walk
So
off.
you see, going north from here, there is a thicket of trees, and you don't necessarily see Clark, but you do hear, you see movement. You don't see him specifically. You just see movement in the trees, but you hear a loud thumping and crunching as he's like stepping over shrubs and stuff, leaves crunching under his feet, and he's yelling
Yeah.
at the goblins, "Come back with my treasure!" You can hear him. He's within earshot of you. Would you like to yell out to him?
Do we want him to come back, or do we want to take care of those 4 goblins?
I'd said we'd rather want him back than.
Yeah. I'll shout at him. Hey, just forget about them. All right, they'll get fucking taken care of by the other military out there. Just come back.
Roll a persuasion
I'll
check
just
with
say it.
advantage because he's charmed.
Okay. With this persuasion, 6 and 3.
He goes, "Goblin have treasure!" And he's gonna keep running. Ignis, it's going to be your turn.
I'm gonna move 25. And then, can I hear him as well? I'm
Yeah.
A little farther off.
Roll a
going-
perception check, actually.
Oh, great. My strength.
Same.
Are you sure you don't mean persuasion? Yeah.
Nope, you can't. This is.
God.
You don't particularly see or hear him. You just sort of hear like kerfuffle going on in the woods to your north, but you do know that he's this way, and you saw Arthur yell at him. So you can attempt to try to call him back.
I am going to dash all the way and then just call Clark! You don't want these smelly humans looting your loot, do you?
Don't you dare.
All right, go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Stick him on the party.
You all smell alike to me. I can't help it.
Says the guy that rides an alligator. Um,
And lives in a swamp, rides an
Clark
alligator. You
kind of
guys
goes,
stink.
"Who?" And you see as he turns around and he's going to start running back full speed back to the camp. He has like you've seen it in Canaray's eyes before, but a blood rage in his, face, and he's just scowling, running back to camp. He's gonna definitely book it. Does anybody else want to do anything in initiative order, or do you guys want combat to be done so
I'm
now
not
that
a
Clark is
human.
coming back?
I would like to start
Um,
looting.
I would say I'd like to move to intercept Clark, if I can kind of, because I think he's going to be coming right for Arthur since he's the closest human.
Okay, go ahead and take your movement.
Yeah, we're gonna go
I
for.
would,
I just get full on spear tackled.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I would like to say,
so-
Jenny, please send your soldiers after the goblins.
I'm gonna run there. That was my full that's a dash action as well. We're staying in like turn order or approximate turn order. Yeah, and I think that'd be it.
Okay, as you told Jenny to send the soldiers after the goblins, you see as they sort of reconvene into formation, unless there's anything else that anybody would like to do in terms of combat. At this point, the soldiers are reforming into formation. They're going to go track down the goblins. Clark is running back, and he gets to his tent, and he barrels through the back of it, and he goes, "Clark, treasure! Mine!"
That's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna go around to everyone, just whisper to them softly so Clark can't hear. Get the information, then we're gonna kill Clark. We have about an hour. I don't want to give him my 100 pieces or my spear, so he's dead at it, one way or another. End of discussion.
Okay.
Alright. It's time to question Clog.
Can I step into the tent that he barreled into?
Sure.
I want to follow Rainier just to be back up. For
Yeah,
him.
I'll be heading up that way as well
Yeah.
if we're
I'd
out
like to
of turn
walk.
order.
I'd like to walk in and gesture for Arthur to stay out of sight for a second,
Alrighty.
Okay.
because I'm still in full plate, right? Like I'm full plate.
Yeah, unless you took 30 minutes to doff your armor, then yeah.
Nope. I'm gonna step in to where he sees me, and I'm gonna say in Orcish, "I am not human. I'm an orc like you. I'd like to talk."
Are you going
Oh.
to look like an orc, or are you just walking in there?
Walking
and-
in.
I have armor on. I have like a full. I have full plate mail on.
You realize that
Does-
orcs are
is
like 7 feet tall, right? Or like they're bigger than a human.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just very short. I'm a very short human. I'm a very
Yeah,
short. I'm a very short orc.
Okay, roll a deception check with
Fuck.
advantage because you are covered.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. 24 for the
Oh.
first one. 21 for the
Hell
second.
yeah, dude. Rainier's blessed with deception rolls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's the pal-
Oh, I
he's a
just messed
paladin.
up. Sorry, I messed up cameras. I've messed up everything. Oh my goodness, look what I've
Oh,
done.
no.
Oh no, oh no. It was so, your deception was so good that he just phased out, and you like see him go blank, and he's like, Discord not responding.
I like how there was like an "oh yeah" bit when you like right when you're saying "oh no, oh no, oh no."
He's like, a fellow orc, why did you not make yourself known to me? Why did I speak to the dragon?
He had experience fighting alongside us. I am young and new to this, so he asked me to. He asked to let him speak on behalf of our group. I would like to talk to you about this nasty human that was stealing half of your loot in that town. What did she look like?
You see, he's listening to you, but he's also rifling through in his tent. He's got like a moldy old bedroll. He's got like a, garbage chest. He's got like bones and like half-eaten food and stuff. And he's rifling through it, like picking up like small things and like shoving them in like a, satchel that he keeps on his waist. He's like, she looked, I don't know, like a human, all the humans look the same. I don't know. I just deliver loot to her drop-off point. I only see her at nighttime. And
Where's this drop-off point?
While he's talking to you, he's actually leaving his tent and he's going into the tent over here on the other side. And you're just sort of like following him while he's walking. And
Yeah, he's kind of rage looting at this point.
yeah, he's like rage
Get out of the way.
looting.
Alright.
He's like, drop off point. There's a town over there. There's like a bunch of hills. It's behind one of the hills. And you know that he's
Which one?
referring to the Warrens.
The Warrens? Okay.
And
The
so
Warrens.
the Warrens is a very hilly, rocky sort of meadow, very, a lot of slopes and crags and stuff.
Do you know when you were supposed to see her next?
No, I just drop off stuff sometimes. I hide it in a net with leaf. Net leaf.
Okay. Thank you. And I cast Compelled Duel on him.
Okay.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Also,
No mercy
Jibbly,
for-
I have Arthur would have put away his crossbow and pulled out his shield as well now. And
Okay,
sword.
so you
Just
have
in the
AC of 18.
Yeah, so I go up to 18.
All right, good to
This
know.
is what I
Good
get.
to know.
Eggs.
Okay. So Compelled Duel is a save of DC 13, and if he fails, he has to fight me and only me. If he attacks anybody else, it's with disadvantage.
All right, and it is a wisdom save.
Yeah.
He crit succeeds.
Damn it!
He looks at you and he goes, Clark no want to fight you. Clark do not care about fight orc. Clark fight human. Human steal Clark treasure.
Man,
Fair enough. Okay.
your helmet.
And I lift
We
up the
take off
visor.
his helmet.
I lift up the visor of my helmet, and I'll say in orc, I killed dozens of you back in the war 30 years ago. And then I ready myself.
Alrighty then, that is, we're just gonna stay in the current turn order so that I do not have to, swap doodle it. We're gonna go back up to the top though, just to make it be a thing. At this point, Clark's over here. You've been following him over here. Arthur, did you want to also follow the rage loot?
I guess I would have followed sort of semi-close behind, but not like extremely
Same.
close, so like maybe back here.
Okay, does anybody
watching out.
else want to put themselves where they would have been during this arrangement? I mean, you guys would have been looting, you could have been doing whatever else. We'll get to what you guys looted after the combat. Or
Is he
cooking
inside the
monster.
tent fully at this point, or is he?
No, he's got like he did have like his ass sticking out and he was like just rifling through it, but he turned around to face Rainier, so he's at the edge of the tent, not inside of the tent.
I'm just I'll move up here. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna mess with the cams one more time so I can turn some peoples down. Boop, boop,
Oh
boop.
god.
Boop boop boop.
Testing.
I feel like this might have been overly aggressive on Rainier's part, but I didn't get a fight at all last session, and both myself and Rainier are antsy.
All right, so that if everyone has moved to where they would like to be,
I have. I don't know about
alrighty.
everyone else.
Is everyone
I
good?
would like to be on the beaches of Bahamas, but I'll take this.
Okay. That's going to start us off with there are no goblins left. Austihr, what would you like to do?
I tell my bow to go fuck itself. And we're getting in close for the dirty work now. And move right up.
Okay.
And we're gonna go with our rapier in the first hand.
24
Oh,
definitely
Jesus.
hits. Go ahead and roll your
melee.
dammies.
The melee.
7
Nice.
damage. You see as Clark takes a very large slash across his chest. He is infuriated with you.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and hit with my second rapier.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. All right. Same dealio. You slice with one hand across his chest, and you kind of make like a curve like this, and then your second hand comes up, and you slice again in another curved motion, effectively giving him an S on his chest.
Oh no.
Is there anything
What
else
have
that
you
you would
done?
like to do with your turn?
Yes, with that big S on his chest, I get my sneak
You
attack.
do get sneak on your first attack, so go ahead and roll sneakies. All right, and with that, he is effectively bloodied as you have carved this big S on his chest, like Zorro style, and you see the blood start to drip out across his green skin. Is there anything else that you would like to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
Alrighty, and that's going to bring us to you, Arthur.
If I move here, would that be considered flanking, or would I have to move like here?
You can be over here and be flanking. As long as you are essentially not two people next to each other, so you're not getting flanking from Austihr, you're getting flanking from Rainier.
Okay, yep. Sweet. Okay, yeah, I'll take that, and I will attack him with my short sword. With advantage.
No.
Thank God, because that was a crit
Thank God for the
fail.
advantage.
Yeah. Does a 16 hit?
Hey, 16 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. So we take 7 points of damage. Then I'm going to bonus action surge and attack again.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
And then that's also advanced. So just 23 to hit again.
Okay.
And then that's another 9 plus 7, so 60? No. What was that? 9 plus 7. I've got to cut math.
16 total.
Wait, why is the
16,
9
sorry.
plus 7?
He was
It's
adding
already
his
not-
first attack.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'd
Yeah.
already subtracted that.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you want to do this?
Oh my god, okay. So as I... You good, Rainier?
I'm fine.
We stole his kill.
doesn't get to touch anything, dude.
I have the cleanest sword in this half of the country.
I'll run up and just sort of slash him in the front, then sort of slide to the side of him, and then stab sort of upwards up his side with my short sword, and twist it, and then just sort of rip it out.
You hear him yell something that sounds vaguely like kryptonite as he falls. Jenny is very impressed. You hear her like, yeah, woo, get that orc. She's disappointed in you, Rainier. She's looking at you like,
Yep.
tisk tisk.
Ugh,
I'm
you're
JK.
going a bit slow, old man.
I'm JK. The soldiers are out to go hunt and track down the orcs. Quick question, before they left, did you want them to kill them or capture them?
Kill them. Kill them.
Okay.
We only really needed
I
the
would
orc.
vote for capture them, because they could still give us information or lead us exactly to the spot.
You know what? That's
Yeah.
fair. I would say capture. Yeah.
Kill all of them but one. We only need one.
Huggies, are you muted?
But
Oh,
if we
shit, I was
drag them all
muted.
back,
My
then we
bad.
could kill them and get
I was,
experience.
actually, Canary, what are your thoughts for what we should do with the remaining goblins?
And here's what's going on. All right, I just finished taking a tooth, and I hear an orc die in pain, and I'm just like, all right, I told them it happened. So I mean, if you guys kill him, you kill him.
Okay. I agree with the Austihr. We leave one to guide us to the drop-off point so we can find out what Merchant and Avashore is
Bring
essentially
them all
betraying the
back so
entire
that we
town.
can find out which one's the smartest. We don't want them grabbing a dumb goblin.
Okay. You would have been giving these soldiers these orders, like, when they went off before you fought Clark. So, just...
I would have no say in this then. I was immediately, questioning Clark, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just tell them to, just go off and capture him if you can.
Okay.
But,
After the aftermath of this battle, you have slaughtered lots and lots of foes. You guys are looting, correct?
I have no look
I'd like to look and see what's here.
Okay, roll investigations for those of you who would like to loot. And Canary, if you would like to take a tooth, roll a survival check with advantage.
I want to take 2 teeth. I killed 2 things.
Ghibli, I would like to go up to Clark's body.
All right.
And take a bite out of it.
wait.
Yeah!
Oh.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna
Excuse
get back
me?
to that, Ignis. Austihr with a 20 investigation and Rainier with a 20 investigation and Heesun with a 19 investigation. You guys are able to see that there are several small satchels of, gold coins, silver coins, couple, business ledgers, things like that. You are able to get, let me roll a map this way.
The abacus bugbear was putting in work.
You're able to get 53 gold pieces, 34 silver pieces, and you are also going to find a couple things, actually. You're going to find a letter that is going to have a stamp I'm gonna need. Actually, Austihr, do you speak Goblin?
I do.
Then you actually already know what this symbol is. It is a symbol of the different. There's several different symbols on this letter, and they're all of the Goblin pantheon. And the one that you are able to see is clearly the leading symbol. It's kind of like the letterhead, if you will, of this page. Is really quickly. Let me find it. The symbol of Numai, who is the goblin god of the raid.
God of the raid.
And I'm going to have you roll
That's
a
right.
religion check real quick. With a 14, you know that Numai prioritizes going out and taking what belongs to you from weaker foes. Numai does not believe in laboring yourself for food or riches or toils. Numai is very secretive, believes in ambush tactics, and also doesn't believe in follows the path of least resistance. So for instance, you know, it makes sense that these goblins and orcs and bugbears and stuff would be willing to give up some of their spoils to be told when and where these caravans are. Whoever is working with the goblins is a fan of goblins and knows their pantheon. Arthur, you unfortunately with a crit fail investigation check,
Okay.
yeah, you don't see anything, and as you're walking around, you kind of stub your toe on a rock, and you're like, ow, because you were looking too closely at what you're doing.
You just all suddenly hear Arthur start swearing in giant.
Canneray,
So,
you're only able to get one tooth. As you try to take the tooth out of the second creature that you have felled, you notice that you felled it too well, and its face is actually smashed to bits, and some of its teeth have like crumbled into like nothingness and dust. They were already rotten to begin with. There's really not much to salvage, but you are able to get one tooth.
Take the bugbear.
Yeah. There wouldn't happen to be a chest in the back of one of these tents with like 10,000 experience in it, right?
No, I'll get to the XP in a second.
God
You're
damn it.
sharing it with the soldiers and Jenny, though, FYI.
I had a feeling though.
Yeah.
However,
I saw Ginny cut down 1.5. Yeah.
in one turn. You do
Oh, God.
also find, let's roll for it. 16 arrows and 3 crossbow bolts. And I will be doing the math right now. Jenny does approach you, Canneray, and she goes, I appreciate that you attempted to solve this peacefully. Unfortunately, I think it is best that we have stopped these creatures. They might have returned.
You know, they made their own choices there. You proved yourself in battle. I would be proud to fight by your side anytime.
Now, if only we could get a life debt on Jenny.
Yeah.
Like somebody
You said we
propose.
found business ledgers, Ghibli?
How would you like to handle my sword?
Yes, you found business ledgers for 3 local merchants in Ava Shores. If you would like to take some time, you guys can take the equivalent of a short rest here, and you can read them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short rest around a campfire.
Yeah.
I like
Bunch
that.
of bodies everywhere. Smells good, you know.
Is there anything to drink while we're taking this short rest?
Yeah, you find several like half-empty wineskins. Some of them have kind of gone bad. Some of them are, hey, you know, pretty good. There are a couple crates of shipments, like they are crates filled with hay, and there you find in there. I don't know. You guys really got good investigation.
Was there anything in the big
There was no
thing at all or nothing?
No crates of scrubwood.
No crates of scrubwood. You do find 5 bottles of very expensive vintage wine.
Vintage.
The
The lobby da.
3 merchants that you see business ledgers for, it's more of like like an invoice or like a receipt of like transit for their shipments.
Like a manifest?
Yeah, like a manifest. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. And the three names that you are seeing for the three different people are the Wheelers, the Dineros, and the Bartolis.
The Wheelers, what was the second and third one again, sorry?
The
Dineros.
Dineros.
And the Bartolis.
Bartoli.
And they are all receipts from Zerobia or Osilis going to Ava Shores. So they are land route caravans that go from the south along the west and then up north around the Gracewater Lake.
Is there any for these ledgers? Is there any? Do they make note of like what may have been on the caravans that was lost in terms of like goods or gold?
It sure does. So you see that the shipment for the 1 second, I have to go look at that on my map. The shipment to the Wheelers is general goods merchandise. You see things like candlesticks and candle wax strip plates. You see hammers, nails, construction equipment. You see things that people would just use around their homes, such as empty, pots and things made out of clay or ceramics. For the...
We didn't find any of that. We didn't find any of that here. Right?
Nope.
Okay.
For...
Yeah, do we see a like a date or anything on these ledgers that indicates when these shipments were to arrive in Ava Shores? We can kind of tell whether or not the goblins and orcs have already split this loot with the
You do.
merchants.
You see that they were supposed to arrive about a month ago. Within a week's time frame for all three of the merchants. So like a month ago, there was a week period where all three of these merchants were supposed to get stuff. What's missing for the Dineros is exotic goods, spices, intricate, tapestries, intricate, different, like, gnome creations. You see things that the halflings made, like scrimshaw jewelry. You see things from even the Tabaxi realm. You also see from the Bartolis that they purchase more food products. So while spices are an exotic good and they're more for, they're for cooking and food, that's more of like an exotic thing. Whereas the Bartolis purchase bulk amounts of grain, bulk amounts of hops for ale, bulk amounts of, radishes and turnips and potatoes and carrots and large amounts of food.
Okay. I'd like to call... I think when we're looking over this, we'd like... if Jenny... Did Jenny go off with her soldiers?
No, she stayed with you guys. She sent them off.
Okay. I think we probably want to go through this shipment thing with Jenny.
Okie dokie.
And I'll share the information that I got from Clark regarding the merchant and where the dropout location was. I'll essentially just catch everybody up on that bit. So it looks like, where would this merchant in Ava Shore be the one supplying the goblins with the gold in exchange for the goods, or how does this work exactly? Because there's no sign that any of this stuff is here at the camp, right?
No. You found trace bits of food. You found trace bits of the wine. Some,
Okay.
basic camping equipment. Like bedrolls and stuff like that don't look to be orc made, but they look like they're pretty old and ratty. Like they've seen a lot of use. For the most part, though, you don't see any of the missing goods that are that they're talking about in the manifest. The wine, the crate is something that you notice. There are some boxes that are pretty empty or have like garbage in them, but you don't see most of this missing merchandise. Like there's trace elements of it that they sort of kept for themselves, and you get the sense that either they've already split the loot or they've sent some of it home or something along those lines.
Okay.
And
Do we have any purpose for these shipment manifests anymore, or should we just should this
We
kind
could-
of go?
Could return them.
The goods? There are no goods.
No,
I
we
mean,
can
we
return
can-
the manifests at least.
Yeah,
This
so
would be
we
something that would likely be used in like a court to determine if we find
It's-
this merchant that worked with the goblins. It's like, hey, congratulations, you betrayed the town. You got half of these stolen goods. You're going to be liable to pay for damages or something like that.
yeah,
It's definitely
Yeah,
evidence.
very litigious
give
of
them
you.
to Jenny. She may be able
Yeah.
to hold on to them for us.
Aye,
Would you
but
like
if we
these,
give
Jen?
them back to the families, they might be able to deal with it themselves. They seem like mafia type families. Then
That's all it is.
So what you're telling me
You
Is
steal
these-
from us?
these goblins came into my town?
You guys, there were
last time you steal
13
from the
of you
Dineros.
in that battle, and you guys each get 100 XP.
Woo!
Is it too late for us to kill some of the human warriors?
Oh my God.
Ghibli, I would like to finish. Instead of biting, Clark, can I dig his heart out with my dagger and eat his heart?
Okay, did you want to eat him first? Do you want to take a bite out of him first?
I would like to change that and just try and dig his heart out and eat his heart.
Roll a survival check with advantage because you have this feral crit. Okay, with a crit, yes, even though you have a -1 and it gets you a 19, you are able to very carefully carve around his ribs, break them open through his chest cavity, and you pull out his heart like Khaleesi in Game of Thrones. 2 hands. Are you taking a bite out of it?
Yes.
Roll a
I'm-
Constitution
Gonna-
saving throw, please.
Is it?
I'm just sitting here looting
I
Clark's
was
body,
gonna-
and then he just
Yeah,
does
do
that,
that.
and I'm like, what the f?
Yeah, you're rifling around in his pockets and he's just like eating the heart.
Yeah.
It tastes delicious. The blood is running down your chin. You don't even mind if it's staining your clothes. It tastes like the best, most gourmet meal you have ever eaten. It is tender. It is full of nutrients. It sustains you. You would definitely
And
like
I-
to eat more of these. It tastes good. This is like your new
And-
favorite food.
Can I cast
Oh my
prestidigitation on him and be like, God, Ignis, you're getting some of that in your mouth. Careful, man.
Yeah.
Now,
Please, Dr. Close.
he's cleaned out at least.
I look at you dead in the eye, Isan, and I say, I know why Angramar likes this now.
Oh, God.
We need to fix this.
I'm just standing there
things
leaning against
very
my bow, and I
quickly.
just looking
I'm
over
gonna-
at him like, you've
I'm
got the
gonna
heart of a
roll.
warrior, man.
I'm going to roll for soiled pants.
Okay.
Soiled
No.
pants.
After about an hour and a
88
half,
soiled pants?
you can
Do you have
try to
88
eat them.
soiled pants?
The guards return. They have one goblin kicking and screaming. They're holding him by like kind of like the back of his shirt, just sort of like carrying him sort of like a briefcase. You see that he is terrified. He is bloodied. He's got like a black eye. His one shoulder looks to be dislocated, and he sort of plops him down in front of you guys at the bonfire.
Okay.
So we're all in
I-
agreement. This is going to be our mascot, and we're going to take him everywhere we go now.
I'd like to.
Goblin right
like to-
now.
Can I do a check on the goblin and just put kind of while I'm doing a medicine check to make sure he's not going to die on the trip back? I'll also dump 5 hit points into him
Sure, roll a medicine check.
with yeah. Well, I'm going to do a medicine check just to make sure he's not going to die on the way back, and dump in about like I have 5 hit points of lay on hands left. I figured I may as well just use it.
Okay. You dump all 5 of those points into him, and go ahead and roll your lay on hands. And as
It's not. It's just direct 5 hit points.
I
There's
meant
no
roll your
for
medicine
lay on
check.
hands.
My bad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
As you
9.
are, you just see he's very scuffed up. He definitely got his ass kicked by these soldiers. As you guys are all doing this, Ignis is eating a heart. You guys are looting bodies. You're fixing up a dead or a dying goblin. the clouds start to roll in and the sky darkens, and it's only about noon. It's, it's like 2 p.m. The sun has been the highest in the sky. Now it's on its way, from its peak. Thick clouds roll in, and the air actually changes. You feel a very dense pressure, and the air kind of gets that humid sort of petrichor smell, and you hear thunder cracking in the distance, and you see sparks of lightning.
I wanted to give these goblins and bugbears a warrior's death, but that looks like it's not going to happen with this weather.
Thanks, Average.
I
A
got
warrior's
10s.
funeral.
Is the bonfire lit?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
bonfire's
it's
lit. It's very large. It looks like
Not
they're
for long.
using, split logs of tree trunks. They're about, this big, quartered,
Get sunburn
Is
in
it
at
that wood
least.
we need for the dwarves?
No. He's done with
I
knows
already,
it.
I
These are
already,
just
I already asked
these are
that.
oak and maple trees.
Well,
Shh.
Okay.
Do we want to head to Lachelle Cove and inform the reeve there and anything like that?
I think
or
we
what do
want to head. I think we go back to Ava Shores to figure out what to do with the merchant first, and then we can. I don't know personally.
I'm easy. I don't mind either way. I got
Oh,
nothing
man,
drawing me to
too
Lachelle
far away
Cove
to go.
apart
Quick.
from 2 werebears.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling good. I'm down. for that.
Hey buddy, you might want to do one of those.
No, he was already
I
cleaned
already
off by
cleaned-
Heeson's
Yeah, I already,
prestidigitation.
I already.
Oh,
already cleaned him up.
Oh.
Same thing. Just get that fur out of your neck.
While you
No,
guys are
you actually just
Hey.
wiped your drool because you were watching him eat it, and you kind of were like,
Yeah, I just wipe my own drool off of it.
barbecue.
Diastri, do you speak Goblin?
I do.
Here, and I hand you the goblin I'm holding by the back of this shirt.
I just take him since I'm, tall and large for an elf and just hang on to him for now.
It starts to
Do you have a
rain.
name?
There are hail chunks beating down. You hear it on the roof of the tent. Pop, 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 pop. You are uncomfortable in this weather. It is cold. It is wet. The wind starts picking up.
Did you say hail chunks?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hailing.
We can't
Hailing.
ride in a hailstorm.
We got a shelter.
Got
We
two
gotta bring the
perfectly
horses
good
over
tents
too.
right
We
here.
have to, we have to
Really
bring the
good sense.
horses.
Sit here.
We have to bring the horses. I just realized that. And
Yeah,
Angramar.
I'll go. I
Um,
can go grab them if you want. It's fine. And then
Yeah,
just
again-
bring them back here.
Angramar and horses in one tent, and everybody else in another. I don't know, Jenny. Are you guys gonna go back in this?
My charge is you, Rainier. You are the one who gave us this mission, and I will
Fair
not
point.
return until you have given me specific orders to do so. She's very
Fantastic.
eager to
Let's-
be a people pleaser.
Let's not risk your guys' life and limb in weather. You survived this, so I'd hate for any of you to die in that. So I think the tent with the yellow stripes is for people. The tent with no yellow stripes is for animals.
Anyone want to come help me grab the horses, or am I doing that by myself? Arthur says he's
I'll come with you.
walking.
I mean,
Do it-
yeah.
Well, I got the goblin with me, but I mean,
Is it
Hey.
when you say it's hailing? Is it like proper hailing, like, or is it just
They're
like small
they're like
little chunks?
like pencil eraser size chunks of hail. So
That's
they're
okay, so
you
very
know,
small.
I mean, they still kind of they hurt. Like when it hits you, you're like, ow, if it's on uncovered part of your body. But it's not gonna it's not like baseball sized chunks that are gonna take out your horses
Knock
or
you out.
yeah.
Do we just like make our way back but slow, or are we gonna actually like stay here and wait this out? Like we could be here for hours.
What time of day is it?
It's about 1
Noon, you
2
said?
p.m. 1 2 p.m.
Does it look like this is as bad as it's gonna get, or could it get worse?
Roll a nature check.
Oh boy.
We're all really good at those.
7. I say we go back now.
You cannot tell. This is just a storm. It's storming, stormy storms.
In my experience, when you have weather like this, it's actually it's best to just kind of hold up and wait rather than risk any dangers that may be in traveling during like underneath all this, because while we may be fine, the horses may not be, or God's forbid there's a tree that falls down on us or something like that. I don't know. I guess I'm just growing cautious in my old age, but that's my thoughts on it.
I mean, I don't mind, but guess whatever.
Arthur and Austihr, you guys want to go get the horses, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna have you guys.
This poor goblin through the hail. Just.
Oh, you're bringing the goblin with you.
I'm holding him over my head to keep the rain off of me.
And he's dead.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a strength check with advantage.
Oh God.
Thank God. Yeah, he struggles for a little bit. As soon as you start taking him out of the camp and he sort of looks that it's just you and Arthur, and you see him just try to do that wriggle away to get free, and you just hold him up above you, and he's like, you hear as he's being pelted with little hailstones, and he's like, ooh, ow, ooh, ow. But you are able to keep your grasp on him, and you guys, both of you have very high passive perception, so I'm going to say go ahead and roll perception checks with advantage.
17.
Arthur, you do not notice this, but Austihr, as you approach the horses, they have, they look like they've been brushed. They look like, even though they're standing in this, like, you know, bad weather, they look like they've been well maintained. One of the horses even has a braided mane and a braided tail, and Angramar looks like he's been polished, waxed. I don't know how you clean an alligator, but something along the lines where he's shinier than normal, and he looks
Got a little bow
good.
tie.
He looks good.
I'm gonna slip right off him when I sit
Yeah,
on him.
let's go. Does like one of the hood slides and just straight off the other side.
Someone
He
lubed up
opens
my
his mouth and I
alligator.
go shooting into the air. Jesus.
How big is Angramar again?
I mean,
Pretty friggin' big. He's a large.
Pretty-
He's about
Can
the size of a
do
horse.
you tell me this as well,
Shorter
or-
than a horse, but
I'm gonna go ahead and just as we get ready to bring the horses back, I'm gonna tie the goblin to Angramar.
do you remember he likes Snoop boots? Make sure you give him.
Oh
a
yeah,
Snoop
yeah,
boot.
yeah. I'm gonna give him a snoop boot for sure.
Give him a
Okay,
snoop boot.
roll
Give him
animal
a-
handling with advantage. A 21, thank God. At first, Angramar, he sniffs the goblin, and you see him like have that like real happy like, you brought me lunch, and you have to be like, no, no, no. And then you tie the goblin, who is petrified and very, very scared to be walking behind an alligator. He is actually stretching the rope that you've bound him
No, he's
by.
not walking behind. He's tied onto the back of Angramar.
You see, as Angramar's very cleanly, newly waxed exterior, there's like a line of urine coming down off of it as the goblin has pissed himself on Angramar.
I wanna just walk up and give Angramar a little bit
And
of
then
like
I-
an under the mouth
yeah.
neck scratch. Be like, aren't you just a handsome boy?
Just got him
I give him a
tail.
snoop
Come
boot.
on.
All right, little snoop boobs. Okay, yeah, so that's that. You guys are able to bring
Can
all the
can
animals back.
I look at the horses, do a little bit more investigation on that to see what?
Yeah, roll an investigation
Find
check.
out?
What are you looking at the horses for? What's up?
You do see a very small set of footprints leading to and from the horses, and it is not coming from the road. It is coming from the south of the road. So, like, here's the road. This is the way you get to Ava Shores. This is the way you get to Lashal Cove. Up north is where the tree camp is with the goblins, and to the south is the Gracewater Lake, but there are some sort of grassy, sandy dunes leading up to the shore, and they came from the south, those sandy, grassy dunes by the lake shore.
Can I see what type of tracks they might be? Are they humanoid? Are they animal? Are they?
Yeah, roll survival. What's your favorite terrain?
Favorite terrain is forest.
Okay, you can have advantage on this. They are humanoid. They are barefoot. They are small, like a child's feet.
Okay.
And they lead to the water.
Is it the child that was taken by the were? No, it was an adult
Don't
that was
say
taken by the
that. Don't
werebear.
say that. No, it was a
Why
child.
would you put that out there?
It was the kid, by the way, and don't say that.
Like I needed that PTSD today.
That
Kid is
bad.
dead.
God.
But it's the ghost of the kid.
Do you point that out to Austihr, to Arthur?
Yeah, I'm going to point that out to Arthur
Okay.
and say, hey, you know, I mean, we noticed, or I noticed when we came up here that, I mean, Angamar was super shiny, and our horses look to have been, you know, taken care of, brushed down. They're clean. They're not, you know, they're not dripping with sweat like they've been ridden for a day. And there's a set of tracks that I can still see, even though it's been raining for a little bit, that lead off here, and they look to be like a small child.
Small child? What's a small child doing all the way out here?
I don't know. I mean, we could go take a look, or you know, whatever you want to do.
How far? How far away do the? Oh, obviously, I don't know. I don't know if I see them. If he points them out, do I see where the tracks lead? If he points them out.
They start to fade away as you know the weather starts getting worse. But they do head in the direction of towards the lake, and you see as they go over one of the dunes, and then that's kind of where your vision stops, and then you don't, you know, you'd have to follow them to see if you can continue, but you do see them crest up on the top of a dune.
Well, I would be inclined to follow, but I don't know if we should leave the horses out here for much longer. So.
Yeah, let's go back since we've got the horses and we've got the goblin with us still, and then we can. I mean, we know the direction they're going. We can, you know, go do some additional investigation. There's no reason to be out in this storm right now. I don't think. There's nothing that shows that anybody was trying to harm us or the horses or Angamar, for that matter. Angamar looks super nice.
With a goblin tied to him.
He's just strutting his stuff.
All right.
Please stop it! Don't food me to the alligator, please.
I just yell at him in goblin to shush his mouth. Shush your goblin mouth.
Yes, master.
Shush that mouth.
What that mouth do? Better shush.
Is it too early to name him Dobby, or?
Dobby.
You haven't even asked his name.
Are
you just gonna give him his name? You're just gonna rename him?
We're doing this as
He is what we call
we're doing this as
You know,
Talking
we'll-
about.
We'll ask him in the morning.
May I? Is there any reason we're keeping him alive? I mean,
Yeah, we're keeping him alive so that he can lead us to the drop-off point potentially. If he doesn't know where the drop-off point is,
We don't have the exact location of the drop-off point. We have the
we just
general
know
idea.
the Warrens and that
I
they
do just
leave
want
the
to point out
fucking-
how cruel and inhumane it is to dangle such a fresh piece of meat in front of Angamar. Think about his feelings.
I thought you were gonna sympathize with the goblin for a second.
Oh, no, he's just a meal for Angramar. Think about his feelings, though.
Well,
That's why
you know,
we tie the goblin to Angramar's back, so that way
so-
Angramar can't see him.
You know, alligators and
Why is he
crocodiles are known
shiny?
for their death rolls.
Oh god.
But only in water.
Angramar doesn't fight as well, so it's fine.
Yeah.
He's not going to be ripping off
is
any
my
limbs. It's
my
okay.
alligator shiny?
Uh,
What did you guys do?
We found him like
so-
this.
Yeah, we found him like this. So we got down to the horses and Angramar, and the horses were all cleaned and brushed, and Angramar was polished with some type of wax. I mean, feel his hide. he's super shiny, super slick.
Same with the horses as
That's
well.
a
They're
little
being groomed.
concerning. I mean,
I was gonna
how
say,
many
that
people
there
do
was
you know
a-
that would be willingly, like,
We
shine a
we-
crocodile.
Yeah. There's like
Yeah,
a
man.
brown. There's a brown mark for the longest time, like right around there on his head. I thought that was a birthmark, but no, that's just gone.
There's a Even creepier, there
He
was
was just
a
dirty.
this what seems to be. Deashri pointed this out. A set of child's footprints just walking to and from the horses and alligator.
Were they child's
that-
footprints or gnome
Child.
footprints?
They were
Mm.
small in size. I mean, we weren't able to
Small.
determine that they were humanoid definitely, and they were small.
Okay.
Similar to a child. So they, we don't know
That is
exactly.
concerning.
So it could be a young human child, or and it could be anywhere from like a young human child to a 200-year-old gnome.
Be a shape-shifting.
Alright.
We don't
thing.
know.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
Shape-shifting's weird. I don't think that. That's high-end magic stuff. I don't think a child
I
would
would
be able
like
to
to
do that.
just cast detect magic.
be a
to see if
hag.
any
You'd
magic
shapeshift
is
into a child.
You
Sure.
cast detect magic. What's the radius on that? 30 feet, I believe.
Yeah. It is.
Are you worried they enchanted
technically
Angramar?
30 feet.
What if they
yes.
are Angramar?
You do not sense anything magical except for the things that are magical on your party, and you're already sort of used to whatever magical stuff your party is carrying. You kind of like, that's like a familiar smell to you. You know what I mean? Like when you go nose blind, you've gone like detect magic blind to these things, but that's all that you can sense.
We don't even look shiny
well.
anymore when you detect magic.
Then
No, he can see it, but he's not like, it's not pinging him all over the board. Like he's like, oh yes, I'm
yeah.
used to this. I'm used to this. Like you got a tanker to this. You got a, this. You got a hat of vermin. Like all right.
I'd like to
I'm
point
going
out
to
to
take a vermin
Ignis
out
or
and throw it at Angramar.
He chomps it.
yeah, I want to point out to Ignis and just chat with him real quick, just to say, we're all at least somewhat familiar with Angramar net right now, and he's pretty calm around us. But how would you think he would react? A stranger, someone that decided to give him a wax job.
I would say, considering he was a small stranger, he would treat it like any snack. You like
Actually,
it when it
is-
comes right up to you.
Is it just how much of Angramar has been like clean and waxed? Did they get
The
the
whole
underside
thing.
as well?
No. It's
Yeah,
just it's just like
no
his
undercarriage.
back and his like
Cuticles
everything
are
top
all
up.
cuticles done.
They get the undercarriage too.
No, they did
Nails,
not
you
get
know?
the
Scratch
you
them
gotta
just
pay
right,
for
they
that.
roll over.
Still dirty.
You gotta pay for the undercarriage. That's where all the splashback gets up in there. Like you have to clean that.
It's like an exotic from an exotic land. This wax job was from like a Brazilian.
If the creature was small enough though, could Angramar have possibly mistaken it for a gnome, or if it was a gnome, would he have tried to use it as a meal?
Did you have mistaken it for you somehow?
I mean,
Angramar
I've
ate
never
the
looked through
vermin.
The eyes of Angramar.
He was like
Uh,
hungry.
and I'm sure he would eat this goblin as soon as you put him right in front. And to be honest, there's some nights I'm not sure he wouldn't eat me. So it would make sense that something that did this so quickly. How long has it been since we left the horses?
Really only like an hour, 2 hours actually, because you rested for an hour. So you had some conversations, some combat, some resting, some looting, and like 2-3 hours. It's probably like
2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to clean 4 horses and an alligator. That's
Fishing.
fast.
We should hire this person, or send him to Eggin. They could make some money, for sure.
Yeah, I think we should definitely check it out once the storm passes.
You guys are like hunkering in the tents while the storm is going on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it takes a few hours. It's about 5-6 p.m. It's not dark out or anything like that, but the ground is a little mushy now. You still see there are some like melting hail chunks. You can see kind of just like little white ice balls all over the place that are slowly melting. The rain and everything has stopped. There is still thunder in the distance, but it's behind where like it's more towards Ava Shores to your west. And it's not currently like overhead. The storm is passing.
So the storm went to the west towards
Did-
the shores.
Does Jenny know any is there any rumors about like something in the forest
folk tales.
Around, yeah,
maybe?
like folk tales are about like like traveling merchants being like, yeah, I left my horse out here and all of a sudden it had a manicure. Its hooves had never been better.
It has a bow tie now.
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
I've
I'd never seen it for myself. I've heard that there's a druid in the Sanguine Grove. I don't know if it would wax your alligator and clean your horses.
Are we close to the Sanguine Grove?
Sanguine Grove is to the north of Lashal Cove, so it's about 5 hours away right now. That's the forest where the werebear came from. North of Lashal Cove, down. That's where what's her name, Muriel, went to go hunting, and she got bit by the werebear. I'll show you guys on the map. That will be easy, won't it? I'll just show you the regional map. That's a good way to do it. I know how to do this.
We'd probably be like heading back at this point. Hey, like the hail stopped.
Yeah.
We're just having this like little conversation and that just like came to me.
On the road.
Like,
Also, I just wanted to say, as we were waiting in the tent, Arthur probably would have just put his mask back up over on, like, just resting on his forehead, and he would have just read the book for another few hours that we would have been in the tent.
Okay.
That's what I put that in there.
All right. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Oh, I'm not good at these. Just a general intelligence check.
process that information.
I'll use my inspiration and see if I can roll a bit better. Nope.
Nope.
You
7.
read for a few hours. The light is kind of hard, and there's a lot of kerfuffle going on outside. Some of the things that you do glean, aside from the 3 names that you have been told, the Dawnbanes, the Solar Fires, and the Starcleavers, you also have learned about all the different planes of existence. You have specifically learned that there is an elemental plane of fire that the Dawnbanes know how to get to. There is rumored to be a Dawnbane who is in search of a special alchemical artifact that makes alchemy very easy and accessible. You also have learned of the elemental plane of water and the Starcleavers have been to it. They are rumored to have come back, and they left with a party of 8 and they came back with a party of 2. But they claimed that there were such things as moving, living columns of water that were able to speak. And there's actually a passage. What languages do you speak?
Common, Giant, and Elf, I believe.
You do not recognize this language, but there is a passage in the book that is written in a language that is supposed to be, supposedly reported by the Starcleavers who've been to the elemental plane of water. Supposed to be written in the language of the water people. You don't know what it is though. So what I will say is, this is Ava Shores here, pinging on the map. This is Lashal Cove here, pinging on the map. This is Sanguine Grove, and this is the Warrens.
Wait, those trees are red, yeah?
Yeah, that's why it's called the Sanguine Grove.
Makes sense. Yeah, my eyes like
Oh,
with
I'm
the
sorry.
green
Yeah,
and the
you're
red.
colorblind. Yeah,
I can't like tell them apart.
Wow.
Wow, I'm so insensitive. DM, bad DM. Shame on you.
Chancellor.
Yeah, my bad. So there's
we'll have to
a bunch of
completely
green
rethink the-
trees around, and then there's a big central red tree only in the center of the forest. Not not all of the trees are red, just most of, and it's not as densely populated as the trees to the west of it. But yeah, there's the whole forest isn't red, just like a grove in the middle of it is red. My bad. Sorry, Hisan.
That's all right.
We'll have to rethink the Ishihara Plains then.
It's
I tell
only
if
greens
this-
and reds. It's like that's the only 2 colors I have trouble, and it's when they're like close together.
Yeah, classic. The whole map is green and red. Sorry there, bud.
Can I tell if this forest, where the Sanguine forest is, just the general area around it? Because you said the other forest is more densely populated. Can I tell if this forest is, I guess, maintained?
Well, you haven't really been to the forest, so you.
We've kind of been by it, have we not? Like on the road.
Yeah, I mean, you see.
Not specifically the sanguine forest, but just that forest in general. That whole area.
It looks like a natural forest. It doesn't look like it was like planted. It just looks like it's been thinned out by man. Like it looks like, you know, you know how like all the forests in the US have been like planted, chopped down, and replanted a bunch of times? And sometimes you walk through like the forest and like the trees are all pretty skinny looking and they're all sort of like a very specific thing apart. And then if you ever have gone to like an old growth forest and it looks like a freaking rainforest all over the place, it looks like a suburban America little cul-de-sac forest as opposed to the old growth forest to the west of it.
Exactly what I was looking for.
It is 2 hours in though, so I have to pee really bad. So do you guys want to take our 10-minute breaky break so we can go pee and refill coffees?
Yep.
Yes.
Dope.
Yes.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the subbies and the follows and the hype trains and the biddies and all the really good stuff. We're gonna take a 10-minute break and we will be right back.
You guys are rocking it.
Rocking it. Woo.
Chanting cinnamon. Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
Cinnamon crew.
Cinnamon.
No.
That's party name. That's canon. It happens while we're live. We turn on break. We're the cinnamon now.
The cinnamon.
It's not official. We haven't roleplayed it yet.
Oh, you've roleplayed it. I've seen you with your cinnamon buns.
We roleplayed the hell out of the cinnamons.
All
We're
right.
the cinnamon
do that enough,
as
maybe
the
the
good guys,
ads
and we're the
that play
fun
will be
bandits as the bad guys.
We
The
were
fun
Cinnaboys,
bandits.
now we're Cinnamon.
We're cinnamon.
All right. So, you guys are on your way back to Lashal Cove, correct? You're on the road. You're riding. You've got your goblin.
Are we going to Lashal or are we going?
Oh,
to
I'm Ava Shores. I'm
We
sorry.
kind of threw up.
Ava
We
Shores.
threw up both options. I think Ava Shores is the right way to go.
We could go Hag's Hut, Lashal Cove, or
If they haven't
I-
burned it.
yeah.
Would put this argument forward that if we go to Lashel Cove, we can find some stuff to get some more XP and we'll be closer to the werebear. I don't think we should risk many more days.
I'm gonna
not
put
And
this
the
out
druid.
there. Wherever we
Also
go,
and the druid.
we're staying for the night.
Allegedly.
It would also be good to let Wilmot know that the goblins will not be an issue anymore, so it can sort of ease that off his shoulders.
True.
Maybe that will give us that little XP bump we need.
That's still far away, man.
Well, we-
Yeah, so I mean, we
also still have
definitely
this
need to go to
merchant,
Lashal to close out with Reeve, and let him know that the goblins are taken care of.
Yeah.
There are some things obviously we need to take care of at Ava as well. Hopefully before we go chase down the werebear, I would like to try and have my other rapier silvered.
Do you
Well, we can
guys
hit both.
want to
Lashal
know?
Cove
we-
is far away.
To do that with to have it silvered, we do have to
Yeah, David.
go find scrubwood.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
find
shit.
some wood.
So not only do we have
That
to
does
visit
seem
Ava,
like a much bigger quest.
yes.
Oh, actually, do we discuss if I don't have to forge the weapon out of steel, could I silver it without scrubwood? Or
It's gonna be with a disadvantage on your check.
we have 4 hours of scrubwood.
Unless someone has magical fire that they can use to heat the forge, because the wood that the dwarves are using right now is very subpar. Or
I
you
mean,
can try to
we
get
have a
Green
Fire.
fire? Isn't that pretty
But I mean,
magical?
imagine he's sitting there for 8 hours exhaling.
Unfortunately,
gonna-
can raise dragon
The guy likes to
breathers.
eat. We just feed him a bunch of chili peppers before he goes to sleep and put him to bed next to the forge,
Perfect. I love spicy
Yeah.
food.
right?
So yeah,
He loves to eat. He loves
After a little
spicy
while,
food.
we have to turn him around because it's coming out the back end.
Oh no.
Oh god. So yeah, but yeah, so we're gonna need scrubwood. We'll have to go north of Ava Shores for that. We have to
There's
find.
a couple stuff north.
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
find out what's happening with the cargo.
How
I don't
many
know how
days
much-
does it?
It's not a
how many
requirement. I'm
days
just
does
saying,
it take?
taking on the werebear with both of my weapons silver would be obviously much better.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
I understand.
What was that,
Yeah,
Rainier?
but we get-
Ignis. How many
8 days.
Is it 8 days?
8 days, including
uh,
today.
Oh yeah.
including today.
So
Oh,
7.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're almost done with today.
I would say we go to Avashore, give Jenny and the soldiers their leave. We find the merchant that's responsible and see if there's any potential, reward for that. We might spend another day with the reward money to get the other I don't know. I'm just.
You guys did Werebear really quickly. We just watched someone eat a dead.
Yeah.
Pulled out an orc's chest. I feel like we should probably.
Who did that?
You did.
Yeah, you did.
I think
We all
still concerned.
watched you.
The weird little
I
gnome.
didn't-
Still got his
I
heart
don't
in
have
the
those.
pocket.
I don't have any urge to do that. For all we know, that's a gnomish culture thing. No offense, Ignis. Like, I am feeling okay.
I'm gonna take offense at that one. I am gonna take offense at that one.
So it is a werebear thing. It is
I
a
mean, we
werebear.
could just ask him if
yes.
that's a gnomish thing. Like...
Oh, okay.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
We're open, except for about certain things, like how to pronounce our name. But
It's
yes,
the Bongo
I do
Tourist
want to put
Forest.
this forward on the timeline. We did also consider that what's her name in the village of Lachelle Cove wasn't gonna turn really until the full moon, and look what happened.
Well,
I feel like every day we don't solve this is one day riskier, where we'll be doing something like trying to get the scrub wood, and both Rainier and I will get stabbed and then go roar.
Fair point. Speaking of which,
You
hold on.
know.
I can attempt.
Ow!
I can attempt to make these this silver.
Oh, you're already taking that
this
up
second
now? Jesus,
rapier.
man.
I can
forgot.
attempt to make the silver rapier. It's going to be a lot harder on me, but I can ask for some help. Maybe they've got maybe together me and the other dwarves can work something out.
If they help you, it will be a straight roll. No advantage, no disadvantage.
That I think one more day or one more night in Avashore won't hurt us if we can get another silvered weapon, hopefully, and finish up with this, find this merchant that was working with these goblins. Then I'm down for going to Lachelle Cove, and we, regardless of where we feel we are at, preparedness-wise, I think we need to start either find this druid that Ignis dreamed about, or we just begin tracking down Muriel. Because it's going to come down. If it comes down to it, and I don't want to kill Muriel if we can avoid it. But if the clock's running out, we may not have time to test the theory about if killing the actual full werebear that killed Muriel will save Muriel and us. I don't know.
Are you guys having this conversation while you are riding back to Ava Shores?
With Jenny
Yes.
and the soldiers.
So, Jenny
Are the
is...
soldiers on horses though? Or
No, they're
would
walking.
they be,
They're walking behind
us?
you. And Jenny is leading them. They are still walking in their wedge formation. She does, however, catch part of what you are discussing, and she specifically looks to Ignis and Rainier, who are the ones who seem to be most invested in the conversation about werebears. And she's like, "So you mean to tell me that you are both infected?"
Yeah.
We didn't mean to tell you anything.
We didn't mean to.
That was...
Infected is just such a strong word.
Do you have a question about that, soldier?
Okay, now here's some shit, because she's a higher rank than you, and she
But
immediately.
the reason I say that is she specifically said that she was there for me and she was waiting for me to dismiss her. That's why I kind of.
She bucks
felt like I
up.
could do
She's
that.
like, "Well, as a captain within the Ava Shores army, I think it's a right, for me to know whether or not my citizens that I am sworn to protect are in any form of danger."
They're not, but it's good for you to ask.
Excellent. All right. It's a few hours of travel. The going's a little slower. Again, you have the soldiers in tow, and you are riding along at a slower pace so that you can keep them with you, unless you guys wish to gallop off and leave them in the dust.
After that, we leave.
Fuck them soldiers.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Do you want to question us?
Is the goblins just still chilling on the crocodile?
Yes.
I think it probably works best if Ignis is using the goblin as a saddle.
Sitting on the goblin.
Now the question is,
No, I have.
is he face
I
up
have
or face
standards.
down?
Oh god.
Oh no. Wait, where is Ignis sitting, I wonder? Ooh.
I would have made the safe
I
call
will
of putting him
feed this
face up so he
goblin
doesn't
to
try and
Angramar.
gnaw into Angramar.
I feel like between him trying to gnaw into Angramar or gnaw into Ignis, I feel like
Well, I mean,
Angramar-
Ignis can sit far enough back.
Yeah, you're right. I guess.
I sit on the tail technically, so
Yeah,
I'm all
it's
good.
like it's sort of perched up like
Yeah.
a scorpion, right? And you sit on like the tail,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Oh, that's actually so awesome.
Yeah.
What the heck? You got like a little seat back there, and you just kind of like.
Yeah,
so
little
he can just
tail
look
sound.
down. He can just look down at the goblin, and be
So
like.
the tail
laugh at
goes
it.
up, but the tip of it actually goes up like this, and I use it kind of like a joystick and go.
I have a question, Ignis.
just
When
like-
you did get back to Angramar, did you check your saddlebags?
I did not know.
Okay,
No.
no problem, no problem.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
no
I
problem.
do feel the sudden urge to check them now. No, I would say I will check them when we like get back before we hand them off to the
Stable
saddle or the
Table.
stable people, just because I don't trust people not to steal my shit.
Okay. As you guys are walking, you're about an hour outside of Ava Shores at this point, and you do see it's starting to get almost to be dusk, and you sense something is on the road ahead of you a little ways. Arthur and Diostri, you guys can see walking in the same direction as you are walking is a small child, and he's got brown shaggy hair. He's wearing a tunic, and you see he's shivering. It's been cold and rainy, and there's hail, and you know, it's frigid, and there's, you know, wind and stuff. The storm itself has passed, but it looks like a kid that's been caught up in this storm.
I use my spyglass to see if I can get any more detail.
Okay, roll a perception check with advantage. He looks familiar, but again, the visibility, you know, it's still a little drizzly, it's still a little yucky out. You can't necessarily notice it. He's about 300 yards ahead of you.
If I see him shivering and shaking, Arthur will sort of ride fast enough to sort of catch up quickly.
Okay, as you approach him, you recognize him, and it is Keenschling Muffinslinger IV, the little kid that you met in the market.
Actually, what on earth are you doing all the way out here? You alright?
And he's shivering,
He
and you
didn't
can
study,
tell
his dad picked him out.
his clothing is soaked. He's got his lips are almost blue. That's how cold he is. And he's like, I was trying to follow you guys. I wanted to be an adventurer like you, and I got caught in the storm. And I really like that guy Ignis, and I thought maybe he would like me if I helped him out.
We talked about this before.
I got a stalker.
I'll sort of
Oh, no.
offer sort of pull him up onto my horse, and then I'll reach. I'm assuming I have like a sleeping like pack, so I'll pull that out and I'll sort of like wrap it around him to try to keep him warm, and just have him like sitting in front of me on the horse. Here, let's get you back to your dad.
Thank you.
Warm you up.
Do you meet back up with the party
Yeah,
and ride
I'll
together?
sort of turn around and catch up with them and ride with them. Yeah.
As Arthur approaches, you guys see in the front of his horse, he's got wrapped in a blanket, Keenschling Muffinslinger IV, and his eyes light up when he sees you, Ignis, and he goes, I think that you're like a knight, and I never saw a guy riding an alligator before, and I was kind of wondering, I don't really want to be a baker and sell muffins, so can I be your squire? I left you a note in your bag. I waxed your alligator.
Ignis! What are you doing?
Ignis, what?
Young one, what was your name again? I'm sorry. I have ADHD and OCD and all the D's.
Keenschlinger Muffinslinger IV.
Now, King Schlinger, Muffin the Fourth. Being a knight, especially a gnomish knight, A takes a prerequisite of being a gnome, but I think we can forget that for one right now. But B, it is hard, dedicated work. And it's not something you can just rush into when you have ties. My family swears oath to protect the world, no matter what happens to our family, our kin, and those that we care deeply about. So you have a family, a father who loves you deeply. I think it would be terribly tragic if we took you from that without careful consideration. So, we are going to be in the area for one more day. I want you to discuss it with your father, and if he agrees, we can discuss it further. And if you grow past 4'5", we're gonna have to seek remedial courses.
While you're saying that, the goblin that you have tied to your alligator sort of looks back at you and he's like, "Are you looking for a squire?"
I backhand him. No!
Roll to hit.
Oh my god.
gotta
You
kill
can
him
have
with the
advantage because
backhand.
he's restrained.
What's the kids think about the fucking goblin sitting there as well? He's just like walk
I
up and
don't really-
sees a goblin tied to the alligator
His
now.
hero's riding a goblin that's riding his alligator.
17-ish, kind of. It's random.
That's fine.
Unarmed strike.
Roll a 1d4 for
Oh
improvised weapon.
god.
Oh, they killed.
No.
Wait, you
You're
gave him
gonna
5
kill
hit
this
points, so
goblin.
he's fine, dude. Oh, he's got 1 HP left.
You see he's got the big, handprint across his face, and he goes, "Zobby Gobby just doesn't want to go to jail." And he just starts bawling in the saddle on the crocodile.
You guys didn't see this. Yeah, right when we were talking about giving it a name, someone spit.
I'm gonna lean over and just be like, "What did you say your name was?"
Zobby Gobby, sir.
Dobby Gobby?
In Australian slang,
Zobby
gobby,
Gobby.
a gobby
Is he
is
speaking
a
common?
blowjob in Australia.
That's even better. I'll wax your alligator,
Can-
sir.
That works
Can
out
we
for
have
Ignis.
Gobby make a persuasion check, please?
Sure, he would love to do that. Oh my god.
Please, please,
Let me pull out the goblin stat sheet again.
Gabby, Gabby, have you ever waxed an alligator?
I'll wax your alligator.
I have an idea for Zobby Gobby.
He rolled a 3.
I'll give him advantage because I feel bad because I smacked him. And his
Okay,
name
then
is
he's
Zobby
gonna roll
Gobby.
again. I don't know why he's rolling with advantage. Oh, I have to turn it off. That's why. That's okay. He rolled a 10 now.
Zobby Gobby, unfortunately, the rules becoming a gnome knight are very strict for non-gnomes, and I do believe there is a footnote that says definitely no goblins, bugbears, or that type. But if Kingsley Muffins or Kingslinger
Kingsling.
Muffin, Kingsling Muffin, whoever named this person, Kingsling Muffin the Third. Does join me. The fourth does join me as my squire. Kingsling Muffin Slinger the Third will need a new apprentice. Have you ever considered a life of baking?
Oh
One
my
baker.
god.
Zobby Gobby the Muffin Man
Dirtiest.
does have a nice ring to it.
Dirtiest muffins in Ava Shores.
No, I don't even know what a muffin is. I never baked anything.
Oh.
We'll get
Have
you
you
one so
ever
can
tasted
experience
I'm gonna pull one of my cinnamon buns out and give it to him and say it's similar to this.
I'm pretty close to killing this goblin.
He eats it and he's just like, "Rah, that was amazing."
Before he eats it, can we sit him up so he doesn't
Yeah,
just
yeah,
eat
choke
a
on it, yeah.
cinnamon roll? Like, I sit him up.
He eats it
We
and
kill him with a cinnamon roll.
he looks to the pitiful looking child on Arthur's horse and he goes, we could fight for the spot. I am a warrior.
No.
I am not a baker.
The mere fact you thought of the idea of fighting a literal child to become the squire shows you are not squire material.
Oh, okay.
This child has walked through a hailstorm to find me. Zobby Gobby, you will never be a gnome knight.
Oh, alright.
But I can make you the best goddamn cinnamon bun
gobby in the world.
Sweet.
Well, I did.
Cinnamon.
Don't. Why did you have to say?
My faith in this party is
It's dwindling.
Increasing, you mean? Increasing,
Yes,
I think is the word you're looking for.
dwindling.
Increasing.
Big
You know,
stumps.
10 years from now, when we get a gift of the best cinnamon rolls in the world made by Zombie Gobbly, you're gonna regret your.
And we all get food poisoning from it.
I was gonna say.
Never.
Do we want? I don't know if I'd want to eat anything made by someone whose last name is Gobby.
God.
That's
No,
just me.
At least you
I
know what
find it
the special
remarkable.
glaze is.
The gnome is the most tolerant.
I just want to
The
get to
gnome
Ava
is the most tolerant.
Shores.
Can I do an insight check on the goblin?
Sure.
Oh, no.
Roll for it.
Just to see just to see if he's like trying to be legit or if he's like trying to snake us.
He is terrified of going to jail, and the conversations that you guys had while you were walking with Jenny and everything, she has said that the gnome will have to be put in the dungeon in the fort, which is where they put all the prisoners. He does not want to go to that jail. He would rather break free and run. He would rather be a squire for the party. He would literally rather like eat his own socks than go to human jail. He is terrified of
Does
what
he
will
have
happen.
socks on?
Well, Ignis, you better start running, my gnome
Can
friend.
I? Hang on.
I am allowed 3 retainers, so.
Rainier. Is he someone on the back of my horse again? Is that just kind of the standard that we're going with?
Up to Hisan.
Oh
Yeah,
wait, yeah,
he's on-
sorry. How many
Okay.
horses did we grab? I can't remember. I think we
Four.
were, yeah. I think we were
got
double
4.
up.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys riding nuts to butts?
Yep. And I'm like
Yep.
twizzling his nipples while we're going, just to feel
Which is really awkward given that I'm in plate now. It's like a, I don't know,
It's
dwarven-
making that, like,
dwarven thing,
squeaky.
but it's like-
What are you doing? Stop it! Stop it!
Alright, now my
a bit of
faith in
pride.
the party's dwindling a little bit.
All you have to do is just like swing your head down and headbutt him.
I'd like to drop my horse back to ride alongside Jenny. Or, like, ride beside where Jenny's walking.
Mhm.
Jenny, when we get into Ava Shore, we're only going to be staying one more night, and we're on the fence about how to handle this issue with the merchant here in town that has been working with the goblins. Is that something that you think you would prefer to take care of, or is that something that you think we could investigate on your and just kind of bring you the results?
Well, I would have to pass it by my superiors, as I was only given leave to bring these 6 soldiers to actually fight goblins. We are not detectives, we are the army. However, I'm
Okay.
sure if it's a matter of public security, we would be able to lend some assistance and or do it ourselves. However, everyone in the town of Ava Shores knows me. I've, been involved with the army since I was a young girl, and so a lot of them don't know you, and it might be better to get a fresh face in the investigation.
Okay.
Did you share
So-
the contents of the documents with her about those 3 families?
I think the shipments we went over together, I would assume. Like, I assume that she was there with us when we were kind of going over the details of the shipment manifests.
So she tells you that, she knows all of these people personally, and that she has known the Wheelers for a very long time, the Bartolis she's on very good standing with. She has dinner with them occasionally, and the Dineros are relatively new to town. They've been here probably 5 to 6 years, but they seem nice. She sees them in the market and buys some of their goods and stuff, and so it might be a matter that's a little close to home for her specifically.
Hmm.
Do you know any
Ghibli, what's the
female
exchange
merchants
rate?
or lead merchants in the town? Like, is there any?
Yeah, so the Wheelers are, there is a husband and a wife. The Dineros is a husband, wife, and son. And the Bartolis is a wife and a wife. So
I'm wondering-
there's females in every one of those houses.
Look, because I'm wondering if it's like, these people may not pay for their goods until they receive them, like until receipt. So they might be even sabotaging their own trade by like getting these orcs to attack the caravans that are coming in for like with their products, and then they get the products anyway for free.
That's a good point.
Zobby, did you ever meet the merchant that met with Clark?
No, Clark always go by himself. Dobby more, and he kind of like makes like he hand gestures, like like slice, take stuff.
It's like let's kill
As
the
he's,
let's kill the
as he's
goblin.
bound
I think
and
you're gonna be
tied
present.
to-
So we don't actually need this goblin then if he doesn't know where the drop point is.
Yeah.
I
think
feel,
he's going to
at this
prison.
point in time, I've grown attached to this goblin. I feel bad.
Just
at
met
it.
him on the road here.
I killed
Well,
Rainier
you can-
with the goblin.
I go full werebear. No.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot about the fucking werebear. God damn it.
No. Okay. Are there any other merchants in Avashore that are not affiliated with either of these three families, or are these three families it?
Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, there's the Tark
Barry.
Farms. They are the large estate of farms, and as you're almost in Ava Shores at this point, and you see all those farms that are having kind of barren and stuff, having trouble growing crops. They sell their food there. You saw berries, zucker corn. When you guys went to the market, there were several more stalls beyond just general goods, exotic
The
goods,
old
and
lady.
food. So.
Okay. I think we'd at least last we discussed, we were thinking do some Scooby-Dooing with the merchants and just kind of see which one seems to have items from the shipment manifest, particularly the one from the Dineros, since they have like exotic goods, and go from there. Is that like tomorrow morning, or
Look at some gnomish stuff. Well, I'm guessing it's pretty late. It's like what, 4 hours to get back? It was like
yeah,
like
it's already
2
getting.
PM.
It's already.
It was 2
This will
PM
be
when
tomorrow.
it started raining. Yeah.
So it's around 8-9 p.m. by the time you guys get
Yeah.
into Ava Shores. As you start walking into the town, Jenny looks to you and goes, "What would you like me to do with him?" and gestures to Dobby Gobby. She's basically gonna split off from you guys and go to like the fort to bring the soldiers back to the barracks.
I think we may still have use for this one. If we are through with him and he is essentially done with his whatever purpose we can find for him, we'll bring, and he's not dead, I should say, we'll bring him to you.
We'll feed him to Angramar.
No, we're not.
We're just gonna sleep with this goblin tied up next to us. Who's gonna feed
no.
him, dude? I'm not
I'll
hand feeding this
figure this
goblin,
out.
dude.
Anyway, thank you, Jenny,
Hey,
and I'll give her.
If you
a
want a
salute.
pet, he's your responsibility.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
You have to
You
take him out.
Yeah, clean the litter box.
For Ignis, can we
Thank
keep
you.
him?
Thank you, Captain, and I'll give her a salute.
Yeah, she salutes back and she sort of marches off with the 6 soldiers, and they walk back to the barracks in the fort. I assume you guys are actually, it's like that awkward thing where you say goodbye to someone, but then you're both going the same way because you have to stable your horses.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, I gotta go this way too.
Just
Oh
look the other
my
way.
gosh! Don't you hate it when this happens? And it's
Yeah,
like-
awkward. Ooh, anyways.
Also,
Actually,
real
I'd
quick,
like to ask
Ghibli.
Jenny, who's the new officer that's in charge of drilling the men over in the stables?
Oh, Morta Ali? That's the general's son.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on him?
He's the general's son.
No.
That's all you need to
That's
say.
enough.
And I give her,
Angry piece
I
of
give her
shit.
like a knowing nod.
She just sort of definitely doesn't want to say anything more, especially with, she kind of like glances around at like the 6 soldiers behind her. She does not want to be caught talking shit about this guy. You can roll an insight check if you'd like.
Oh, I don't need to. I read that one loud and clear.
Okay.
Hey, do you think maybe? I think that another free night in the temple is gonna help. Like I lost 50 gold to that man, and I think I can get us another free night.
Sleeping in the Undercroft, didn't we have like bad experience? Not really
we
bad.
had a
but, like,
bad feeling about that place.
Don't worry,
have
we
a
have a
library.
goblin now. It will all be better.
Yeah,
Yes.
the goblin's gonna even things out.
I don't know why we didn't just let the goblin be in the prison, and then we can like just go to the prison and talk to it if we need to, or
Because freaking paladins.
Look, okay, I know its name now, and he wasn't trying to charge me for stealing his treasure. Like, it's look at him as he's
that's where
like
you that's where you
pathetically
draw
tied to a crocodile.
that's where you draw the line.
I
like-
look at him and I start licking my lips.
Oh,
Oh god.
No, it'll give you indigestion.
How's Mr. Muffin Slinger doing?
He is
Oh crap, that's right.
definitely happy to be back in Ava Shores. He's not making any moves to like hop off of your horse. He's warmed up quite a bit in the ride.
Yeah.
His teeth
I'll
have stopped
sort of-
shattering.
As we hop off the horse, I'll sort of just sort of hold him in my arm, just hold him, and I'll just probably carry him back to his dad. So where do you
How old
live?
is this
Can I take you back to your dad? He's young, isn't he?
He's like 10, 12.
Piggyback ride him. It's fine. On shoulders. Why not?
He shows you there's a residential area to the northwest of where the market is in town. It's not the really nice area. Here, I'll bring you on the map. How's that sound?
Hold up. Is the goblin's name Zobby Gobby or
Dobby.
Dobby Gobby?
Dobby.
Dobby.
Gobby.
I was
Gobby
hearing
Gobby.
Zobby Gobby.
Really overemphasize the gobby as like enunciate it as much as you can.
Dobby.
Any
Um,
Australians in chat might
No, I'm
might
sorry.
like that.
So, let me switch to the map. So, okay, this is like the really nice neighborhood up here. This is like really fancy schmancy. This is medium income, middle class, if you will. And this is where he lives. So you guys came in from the town over here. And then this is where Jenny split off from you on this road to go to the fort. And this is where he motions that he lives.
Yeah, I'll just sort of let him lead the way back to his dad's house.
Okay.
Do
You
we
get
want-
there, and there's a fire burning on the inside of the house. Is anyone else going to go with you?
This is on fire! Quick!
I'll go with him.
I
think I
feel like
would've-
we should all just go with him because I think we agreed we're not going to split the party, right?
Oh yeah, that's fair. After last
careful.
night,
I'm
no.
gonna control with the dad and get 300 XP, man.
when we take the horses and Angramar to the stable, I'll be the one in charge of like carrying the goblin.
Yes,
So,
yes, you
sort
will
of-
be.
Take the girl off my shoulders and put him on the front door and just sort of give it a bit of a knock.
You see
We
the
get attacked
baker,
by animated muffins.
Keenschling,
Get
Muffin
800
Slinger the third. He opens the door and he goes, "Son, where have you been?" You see the kid just kind of, "I was trying to go find my friends here." He
God, we're
looks to
gonna get
you.
arrested.
Arthur.
What, sorry?
He looks to you like, explanation? What the fuck?
Yeah, we don't know. We found him on the road on the way back here. He was very cold and it seems they were sitting around in the rain for who knows how long, so... Yeah, we didn't realize he was following us at all, so we just brought him back on the way here when we found him.
I want to be a squire, Dad. I want to be a knight one day. I want to be an adventurer, not a muffin baker. And he kind of looks at Ignis like that's the guy I want a squire for.
Hi, sir. How are you today?
Better now. I was wondering what trouble my son got up to. Is this true? Would he be a good squire for you?
I mean, he did a bang-up job on Angramar with the waxing, which I won't lie to you, sir. He does have the talent. To be able to calm an alligator and wax him, your son is not wasted on the life of a Muffin Man, because Muffin Man is one of the most old and noble traditions of the world. But some people can handle the heat of the oven, and some people can handle the heat of battle. And so far, your son has proven. But there are a few tests he must undergo. One is the trial of family. he must have all of his family agree that he is allowed to go. If one says no, he will forever remain tied to his family. The second one is the trial that has not been named in many years. That one will not be revealed until after the first trial is completed. And then the third and final trial is the long and arduous one of squiredom. And I can't guarantee he will be a gnome knight. There are powerful ways of making him a gnome, but I won't force that upon him. But your son does have what it takes to become a knight, potentially. We'll see. We'll find out. I promise he might not die in the first week.
And would you have him as your squire and protect him and teach him all that you know?
I cannot guarantee all that I know because, quite frankly, all that I know is not always the best option. But I can teach him how to be a knight in good standing in the gnome realm.
I'm gonna walk up and bump Ignis and be like, "Oh, you're gonna tell him how you're turning into a werebear?"
Oh my god! And that is one of those things I will not teach him.
Oh my god!
The dad is shocked, and he goes, "Is this some sort of joke, or are you infected?"
Infected is a strong word.
Son.
I like to believe that it's more of a an autoimmune condition that I have to deal with.
It's lycanthropically inclined.
Perhaps this is something we should sleep on and discuss tomorrow.
Yes, I think I will take the night over with my son, and we will discuss if this is what he really wants, but I know that the life of a baker is not one that he is interested in pursuing, so if he passes the test, I'm all he has left, and as far as the test of family, I give you my permission to go. And he looks at his son. I just really hope that you know what you're doing. I think we should discuss it more. And he sort of pulls him in by the shoulder, like we'll talk about this, overnight.
No second cousins you have to consult with too.
No, I'm an only child. I'm an only child. I'm an only child. I'm an
Okay.
only child. I have no family except my boy.
Jesus Christ, that's a very pure bloodline right there.
When the kid comes of age, the dad just dies mysteriously. Every generation.
Abdicates the throne of muffins.
Please come.
Young muffin slinger, or Kingslayer. First thing, we're gonna change your name to a knightly name. We're gonna change your name to a knightly name.
Sword slinger.
But
Rip
like
above
the
bloodline.
bakers, knights wake up at the crack of dawn to practice. So, tomorrow morning, if you choose this path, be at the temple at the crack of dawn.
Okay.
And then we will start the trial that has never been named.
Alrighty then.
No
Cool.
Google.
No Google. Cool. What is that?
Sorry, Google went off.
Yeah, so, the dad seems like he's worried and concerned, but also strangely very proud as he shuts the door, and, you're not sure. Maybe you'll see Changeling tomorrow at the temple.
I look at Ignis and I say, "Good thing you didn't tell him you were eating an orc heart 4 hours ago."
What? Doing what?
Eating an orc heart.
Why would you eat an orc heart?
Why would you?
I wouldn't. That's disgusting. I'm a gnomish knight.
Good job with that with the family thing there. I did not see that going as poorly as I thought. Did you think so? And I have the goblin held up as though it's almost like a puppet, and I turn him to look at me. What are your thoughts on this, Navi?
Oh god, dude.
I wish I could be a squire. I don't want to go to jail.
We'll talk about it.
Normally that's how we get them not to be squires. There's always that one aunt or that one mother that's like, no, I don't want my precious child to become a knight. And then,
him approving it was after. Him approving that was after the werebear comment too.
Yeah, no.
That's throwing me here.
Have we not learned anything? Our actions have consequences. We propose to someone, we're gonna get married to them. That's just what's gonna happen. in this
Dobby, by
run.
the way, I and the short one have both been bitten by a werebear. There's a chance that we could turn and
Eat your heart.
eat everyone here.
Isn't
just so you're aware.
Isn't Ignis missing like half his forearm? To like
No,
the...
I'm missing my.
Oh, okay, you're
I'm
missing
checking
the
my
forearm.
forearm.
Okay.
I'm the neck.
Dobby's
Yes.
like,
But don't worry, if he fails the second trial, he won't make it onto the third.
What is the second trial?
Oh, no.
It's gnomish law that we cannot reveal that until the crack of dawn the next day, after the trial of the family.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna want to take
Gnomish
first
law.
watch then to think that through. I'd like to do an insight check. I'd like to do an insight check on Ignis. Is he bullcrapping his way through this,
go for
or
it.
is this a legit is this a legit thing? 10.
Complete bullcrapping.
Oh no.
At this point,
Okay.
you're not even sure if there really are gnomish knights.
Would you like some?
No one really.
Would
has-
you like some help planning this?
This has been passed down in the generations for millennium.
Really?
Since the first gnomish knight slew an Aarakocra, we have been doing these trials.
Name the knight that slew the Aarakocra.
Knight Aarakocra Slayer.
You're full of shit.
No,
Night.
I take my glove off and I smack you.
No, I can't. I'm taller. You're hitting my shin, man.
Does it
He didn't
hit,
say
does it
smacking
hit
you
Dobby
in the
Gobby
face.
as you're holding him?
No, I'm holding
Like,
Dobby Gobby. Dobby Gobby is up here. I'm treating
Take
him
1
like
point of damage and dies.
Sir, you besmirch my honor, and I cannot tolerate this anymore. I am going to take solace in knighthood, and I am going to start walking off to the temple. And as I walk away, you hear me going, all right, what should he recover, like an owl feather? Maybe see if he can swim a mile. Steal the underwear from the general. That seems knightly.
Steve's
Absolutely befuddled.
I'd like to walk ahead with Dobby Gobby kind of tucked up underneath my arm. He's still somewhat hogtied, by the way. Like he does not have freedom of his arms and legs at the moment.
Yeah.
And I want to catch up with Ignis, and as we're walking side by side, I'll be like, I just want to say, I am a paladin of an order. I can help you here.
I do not require aid. I appreciate the kind gesture, but
Sure
I
thing.
would be dishonoring my
You
gnomish ancestors.
Sure thing. Funny thing, we also had trials as well. And one of the earliest ones was a trial of essentially a test of dedication, endurance, and faith. And what it was essentially standing at attention. We did it during a storm, but literally standing at attention for a full 24 hours. And if we collapse, either from exhaustion or we were brought water and food and stuff, but for short breaks that were about 15 minutes long for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But then it was 24 hours of holding attention, and if we failed, that was a trial failure. Just food for thought. And I walk on past him to the temple.
Do the rest of you
I have
also
little legs,
go
though.
towards the temple?
Yeah, I'll make sure I grab
Yeah,
my sleeping stuff back and carry on. It's fine.
You do pass a group of dwarves. There are 3 of them walking back, passing you this way as you guys are going this way towards the temple. And they get so excited to see Hisan. They're like, oh, yeah, oh, whatever. They just all kind of clamber up and try to hug you and stuff.
Kind of not shrink back, but I'm uncomfortable with that, to be honest.
Oh, these are the dwarves that you did all the smithing stuff with.
Yes, these is, and I'll introduce everyone as well if I remember their names, and
What are their names?
their names. I actually have their names.
You've- You've
Which ones are
got,
with there? There's three, right?
Yeah, so you've got Mizmel, you've got whoopsie daisies. Hallie and Burton, Khashoggi, and Mizmel are all there.
Okay, and then so I'll introduce them to everyone, and then I'll say, oh, like it's great, it's good to run into you guys here. I was gonna toss up whether or not you guys could help me and assist me with making another silvered weapon. We're in desperate need right now, and we've come into some more funds. So even without the scrub wood, it needs to be done. I don't think we're going to have time.
Oh, yeah, we could do that. And you could tell they're kind of drunk. They seem to be coming back from one of the taverns. And Ms. Mills telling you how she just saw the most excellent musician ever. His name is Tony Wonder. And Hallie and Burton are both like, yeah, I think we could craft a little something for you.
Tony Wonder was that guy that D'Astri ripped off, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't know that though.
He was a great
Oh yeah,
bloke.
that's true. I don't. Yeah, I actually don't know. He's a great bloke. That's good to hear. I might have to catch one of his performances one of these days if I get the opportunity. But
so what do you need? What kind of weapon?
We'll come. It's another rapier, I believe. We'll come over. I'll come tomorrow. And I also like make sure Grinham's there so I can. I want to have a chat with him, too.
Sure. And Ms. Mills kind of stumbling all over the place. You can tell she's absolutely tanked.
Sloshed.
Yeah, just super sloshed. And yeah, they say that they'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, beautiful. Alright, yeah, I'll just keep heading off.
Okay, so you guys make it to the temple. Is there anything that you guys would like to do this evening? Are you sleeping in the Undercroft? Chester Dini, when you arrive, he is like, no, not again. You see it in his face, but it doesn't say anything. And then when Rainier enters with the goblin, you literally watch as his butthole puckers up. He's just like, what is that doing here? What are you doing with the goblin in my temple?
Cremation.
Oh, the goblin here, name is Dobby, and Dobby here was telling me about how much he genuinely appreciates and the human religion and wanted to see a temple for himself. And I thought, Chester is such a kind and dedicated priest of the faith and absolutely would not squander the opportunity to educate an outsider on the caring love of the Father.
I'll do that for you. Make a persuasion check. With advantage, because this guy's like kind of in your debt.
Thank God for the advantage. Well, it's a 10.
I'm a little busy tonight, so I've got to prepare
it
for
gives you plenty.
morning mass tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I
you know
can
what?
teach him what I know.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it would be best like if you teach him what you know. Dobby here is a great listener, aren't you, Dobby?
Yeah, I love human gods.
Good. See, he's willing to learn. Great. So, tell you what, we'll sleep here tonight, and I'm gonna entrust Dobby's safety and protection to you on like swearing on your own life to me that no harm will come to this fine friend of mine, and you will teach him everything that you know of the faith.
Do you want me to do that tonight?
No, tomorrow after mass, it's fine.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, no problem.
Fantastic, thank you. And as we get into the Undercroft, I explained to Dobby how the man cheated me out of 50 gold, and I'm essentially somewhat tormenting him as revenge.
Dobby seems intrigued by this, and he goes, "You want me to do them? I'll do them. I'll whack them."
Not yet. Not yet. I'm going more for like mental and emotional damage. So if you can like annoy him with questions tomorrow.
Annoy,
I
Dobby.
will-
Dobby, no, annoy.
No.
Dobby only
it's
know
fine, it's fine.
violence.
Tell you what.
blood.
Tell you what. You and I'll explain to you what you can do to particularly get on his nerves tomorrow. But you need to promise me no violence. And unfortunately I don't fully trust you yet, so your arms and legs will be tied all day tomorrow.
Okay, Dobby like.
But hey, don't worry, Chester. I'll make sure that he also swears to take care of any needs you have regarding the going number 1 or number 2, if you get my meaning.
No, you're not pawning that off on Chester.
We have
You're not
stuff
pawning...
to do tomorrow.
You
You
wanted this
50
responsibility.
gold. 50
You are
gold
taking
is
this-
50 gold, man. 50 gold is 50 gold.
When this goblin dies, we are not getting another one.
But Mom!
All right, so you guys are gonna be sleeping in the Undercroft tonight, right?
Yeah.
Who
What's
wants
the time
to?
right now?
It's bedtime.
I'll take first
What's the time around ish?
It is now like 10 p.m.
Okay, I'll just read until I get to like pushing the limit of maybe getting exhaustion. Then, no, like try to finish off the book.
Okay, so you will not be taking watch at all, because
Yeah,
you're gonna
that's fine.
spend your 2 hours of reading, and then you're gonna need to spend your 6 hours of like sleeping.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Everyone's cool with that.
And over my long rest, I would like to use my disguise kit and make a disguise.
Okay, now that is going to, how many hours does that take?
I am uncertain. It just says from what I read that you can do it over a long rest.
Oh, okay, great, excellent. That's easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Then you will also not be able to partake in keeping watch, which leaves the 4 shifts to Ignis, Rainier, Heathsun, and Canneray, as long as they're cool with it.
Could I still
I'll
do
take
it
the
since
second
my long rest is technically a trance,
be
only 4
third.
hours, so I could still help maybe if needed. I mean, I don't know if
I'm
they
gonna
obviously
say
might have it
that
covered.
you're gonna take the 4 hours of your not long resting of your not meditation to make the disguise,
okay.
and then the 4 hours you're actually zonked out in your meditation.
That's
Do
fine.
you do that like Kramer, where you do like it in intervals? Like
About
you trance
15
for
minutes.
20 minutes. I will
I'll,
take first watch.
Okay, then Ignis, go ahead.
I thought Rainier said he was taking first watch.
We're
And I
both
mean, it makes
awkwardly
sense.
we're both awkwardly taking first watch.
Rainier's
That
in full
sounds-
plate, so it's like imagine waking up, like taking off your plate and then waking up and having to
I'll
put it
take-
back on.
I will take last watch because I have to wait for King Schling the Muffin Slayer the 4th. So I will
If
take
he
the
shows
last
up.
watch.
Okay.
I'll take
If he
second
shows
watch.
up, that's true. That's true. If he shows up.
Got way too much responsibility there.
Rainier, go ahead and roll perception check.
Okay. Oh, and I did wake up. I'm keeping Dobby awake to keep me company.
Okay. Also, are you gonna doff your armor? Because otherwise, you, I believe, take a level of exhaustion if you sleep with your armor on.
Am I able to like do my watch with the armor on and then doff it, or is it?
Yeah, sure.
Would you rule? Okay, cool. And would that still be the level exhaustion, or like if I take first watch?
No,
and
no,
then
no,
doff
no,
the
no.
armor?
As long as when you're actually laying down to sleep, as long as you take
Gotcha.
your armor off when you go to lay down, because otherwise you're like literally laying in like a tin can, right? Okay.
Cool.
15. You spend the night or spend your watch. Diostri is sitting there like sewing and crafting in a disguise kit. Arthur is reading. And it goes by very peacefully. You see Dobby Gobby, he kind of falls asleep a couple times, like some drool strands fall out of his mouth, and so that's nothing eventful. Arthur, I'm gonna have you roll an intelligence check.
Please roll a bit better. That 20.
You crit. Okay.
Hell yeah.
There we go.
You find out about the elemental plane of Earth. This is a plane that the Star Cleavers, the Dawnbanes, and the Solar Fires have found the entrance to, but some have gone in and have never returned. And then you find out about the elemental plane of fire, which supposedly there is a very powerful whip made of fire that comes from there. You, at this point, have spent, I believe, a full 8 hours reading this book because you did 4, 2, and 2.
So yeah.
So you have completed this book. What you have learned from it is that these people all either seem to be related or they are aliases of all the same family. So the Star Cleavers are the Dawnbanes and are the Solar Fires. And there's also a little handwritten thing in the last page, scribbled on the bottom of the book in black ink that's different from the rest of the text. And there is a small note that says lunar blank question mark. And you have finished that book.
Lunar blank question mark, you
yeah,
said,
like
sorry?
lunar, like with a line, like a blank, you know, like blank, like, you know, like an underline with no text written on it, and then a question mark. Austihr, I'm going to have you go ahead and roll a dexterity check plus your proficiency bonus to see about your disguise. And what kind of disguise are you trying to make?
I'm just making a fairly simple disguise. Changing my clothing to some non-distinct, darker clothing to hide any, possibly distinguishing features. It will be a human disguise versus an elf, so not a whole lot of work there, but aging him about 60 years, some dark circles under his eyes to make him look a little tired and aged and worn out.
Okay, you're gonna have to hide your ears for sure, so some sort of hat and or hair or something like that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and just throw a hat on, again, a darker color, dark brown or black, I guess, to make it non-distinct, so it's not flashy, doesn't stand out.
Yeah, it takes you the full 4 hours, but you feel reasonably very concealed as an elf. You look like a human, and Arthur, who's just finishing up closing his books, you kind of show the disguise to him, and Arthur, he looks like a human wearing sort of a dark cowled, sort of masking any of his elven features, and he looks like he could, be hiding in the shadows. It's not bright clothing. He's definitely masked.
Yeah, man, that looks really great. You did a good job on that.
Thanks. Yeah. Just trying to make myself, if I need to use a disguise, and I can use this and not stand out.
No, yeah, fair enough.
You can put human disguise in your inventory next to your disguise kit. You currently have a human blending in human disguise. Obviously, up to close scrutiny, someone would have to roll an investigation versus your deception and or stealth, depending. But for the most part, you have created this. It will give you advantage and then disadvantage. Canary, you did say you took second watch, correct?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll a perception check.
I'm gonna be also take out my diagrams. The tooth that I took from earlier, I'm just gonna whittle a hole into it and thread some leather through it to tie it to my sword.
Okay.
So can I roll that at disadvantage? So I'm kind of preoccupied.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. You don't notice anything while you're crafting. Roll a survival check.
Come on.
Oh.
You
I do this all the time.
Buddy.
You
Buddy.
you drop the tooth and you spend like the next like most biggest part of your watch like on your like hands and knees like looking for like a lost contact lens, like feeling around like looking for it, and that's why you're not really able to keep watch with your perception. However, you do find it and you are able to tie it to your sword. You will be out of little leather straps. So if you want more, you can either buy more or cut some from your own armor or whatever, but you don't have any. That was the last of them.
Okay.
Does he look like Velma on the ground?
Yeah. My glasses.
My glasses.
Um,
glasses.
all right. Heason, your third watch. Go ahead and
Yes.
at this point, Austihr and Arthur have gone to bed, so you are up by yourself. Gobby Gobby is just snoring very loudly. It echoes off of the walls of the Undercroft.
Perception. Not bad.
You notice all the urns are gone from when you were here last night, and you can tell that the crematory forge oven thing was is still cooling down. There's a very slight heat emanating off of those bricks, especially you as a dwarf, knowing with smithing and your background and that kind of thing. The urns are not there anymore, and the table has been wiped totally clean. And other than that, it's very uneventful, peaceful time.
I'm still gonna like, reach in my bag, grab a rock out, and cast light on it, like just refresh light probably from my little nightlight that I had, and just put it in the corner.
Okay. Gobby Dobby, when you do that, he kind of like looks up and he's like, ah, ah, and he kind of covers his eyes. Well, he can't, 'cause his hands are bound.
Well, yeah, while he does that, I just kind of like block one side of it and try and like focus the light at his eyes.
Such a dick.
Stop it, mister!
You dick!
And then
No.
Ignis, you will take fourth watch. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Ooh,
Okay,
16.
Right at the end of your watch, you can't see what time it is because you're underground with no windows or anything. But
I am a forest gnome who lives underground. Just putting that out there.
yes, you do hear
No.
the echoing vibrations through the stone of a hand knocking at the cathedral door upstairs.
Hey.
I look over everyone just to make sure they're all safe, and I will go answer the door.
Okay. Rainier and Ignis, I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws with advantage.
Oh, boys, you got this.
21. 13.
And 13?
21.
21 and 13. Okay.
11.
Oh, shoot, sorry. So 21 and 11, you guys are both good. You don't have any funky dreams. Yeah, so you go upstairs and you see Chester Dini is getting prepared for mass. He's lighting incense and different censers, and Martha isn't up yet, so there's no music coming through the organ. And Chester has opened up the door to the outside, and it is dawn. It is the butt crack of dawn. Like, there's a very, very, very thin, like, strip of light on the horizon. And you see sitting there before you, Keenschling Muffinslinger the Fourth.
Kingschling, enter.
Hi.
Chester, leave us.
Okay, I have to run upstairs anyway to grab more wafers, so.
Oh.
Damn, they got
Kingschling.
wafers here, dude.
Yeah, man, you missed out.
Yeah, it's the
Did you
binary
eat
opposite.
from the brain?
You know, the little
Kingschling.
cheese cookie.
Live the mother.
I've been eating rations.
Approach.
He comes closer very timidly.
Has your family agreed to you becoming a squire?
Yeah, my dad said it's okay as long as you're not a bad influence and turn me into a werewolf. Werebear.
I guarantee I will not change you into a werewolf.
We're bare, though.
You have passed the trial of the family. You shall now proceed on to the trial that has never been named. Answer this. What doesn't exist but has a name? You have 1 hour.
You really know the answer to that?
I don't know the answer to that. Normally I give the puzzles here. I love this, dude. This is great. He will sit down and ponder that for a minute. The rest of you are able to wake up. What? What doesn't exist but has a name?
I'd like to.
Nothing. He.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh my.
He. Nothing. Am I right?
Is that the answer?
Sir
there?
Ignis?
I was heading towards the stair, hoping it would take him a little bit longer, and I will turn and I'll just go, fuck!
Oh, so proud of myself. I figured that out. Yeah, Ghibli.
Approach!
Yeah.
Approach!
Yourself an inspiration.
Young.
That's your
I will
second
take out
trial?
I will take out my spear. And I will say, you have passed the trial that has never been named. I dub thee now, Squire Terran Bartholomew. Squire of Ignis Bartholomew. Your squireship shall last for 10 months or 10 years. We shall see how you proceed. You shall do all that I ask, but never put yourself or others in danger. Arise, Terra Bartholomew, Squire of Ignis Bartholomew.
Oh, thank you, sir. And his eyes are super wide. He's so excited. Do you want me to go feed the horses and Angramar, sir?
No, your first task. And I take my pack off my back. Dirty laundry. Go.
Oh my god.
Thank you, sir. Yes, I will go do this right away, sir. And he takes the pack and he runs off with it. You
Make
have
sure
renamed
he
him
packs up his own bag.
Terra.
Yes, get your shit. I'm gonna go down the stairs and see who's awake and say,
I think
guys,
I'd be awake here.
I'd be awake trying
Bad
to
news.
explain to Dobby what exactly I want him to do. Wait, what?
I have a squire.
That was
Oh,
like 5.
God.
That was 10 minutes. You were
That was
gone.
10
I-
minutes. Yeah, what happened? What was the second trial?
What'd you do?
You know, it was the trial that has never been named, not the trial of long time. He's a smart kid. I'll give it to him.
You mean the trial of
added
nothing?
You should have added a third trial, which is survive a spear to the heart.
Okay,
no.
that's murder.
Awful. What the fuck?
No, what the
I mean,
I mean, part of
Where is he
squaterdom
now?
is
okay, that was out of
Hey, he's
character.
trying to look.
Oh,
he
there
was
Where's he
watching
now?
my
Oh,
privy.
okay.
Sit there in
He's
character
watching
for
my
a
privy.
second.
No.
Oh god.
I have a question. How do I spell Terra Bartholomew?
Terra or Terran?
Terra.
Terra. And then how do I spell Bartholomew?
Barthololew.
I mean, gotta hand it to you. You gave him a sick name. Sick new
Yeah,
name.
it's a really way better name. I just going to put him in your journal that you have his character sheet.
Okay. I'd like to.
I still want to point out to everyone this is still better than Dobby.
Hang on. We're working on that. Okay, Dobby. So here's the thing. I need you. Have you ever talked to like the bugbears and you could tell that what you were saying to them or how you were talking was like irritating them, and typically you would normally quickly shut up so that you don't get hit?
Yeah, like literally every time I talk.
So here's the thing. Chester cannot hit you or I will kill him.
Can I kill him?
No, you can't kill him. But if he gets that look on his face, you don't have to shut up. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Use
So,
my words
ask a
as
lot of-
weapons.
Exactly. You're learning quick. I love it. Also, do you like the name Dobby, or is there a name that you think you would rather have?
No, my mom called me Dobby Gubby.
Oh, that's cute.
My mommy says I'm
Okay, that's a
special.
It's
You
like
are-
all the
you
other
are-
He
goblins.
certainly is. He certainly is.
You are very special,
You know,
Dobby.
I
Okay.
do just want to
here-
say Angramar gets hungry. Just saying.
I like Ignis.
Yeah.
Ignis's squire better than Rainier's.
He'll grow on you. It's fine. So, what we're gonna do?
No, he won't grow. He's a full-grown goblin. Mine will grow.
He definitely won't be
yes.
growing on me, that's for sure.
How old are you, Doppy?
I'm 42 years old.
Perfect. You're only 14 years younger than me. I feel like we're kind of in this loosely the same age group, so we'll get along great.
I
By the
have
way,
arthritis
this
in
whole
my
time-
toes.
That's partly the ropes. I'll retie them here in a bit. This whole time, I'm like feeding him since he's hog-tied still.
Um,
I'm just looking at this entire
My nuts are
encounter
very
very
thorough.
weirdly.
Um,
I'm gonna-
I am judging the heck out of this paladin right now.
if I may real quick. After all this goes down, Arthur's like, I'm just gonna walk upstairs and I'm gonna try find where Chester Dini is. Real quick.
you see him sitting in like a little back alcove off of the main library where there are several barrels and crates, and you see him just kind of shoveling the wafers into his mouth, like waiting until he's allowed to come back downstairs. There's like crumbs like falling all over his face and down his chin. He's like,
I'm just gonna stand there for a little while and just wait until he notices me, just staring at him.
yeah. When he notices you, he's got like a half of a wafer like falling out of his mouth. He's like, oh, can I help you?
Taste any good? I'll walk up.
Kind of bland,
But,
actually.
I'll pull out the book and be like, here you go, book. Return the book as I promised. But I do have just one quick question for you. And I'll open the book and go to the last page and point at the little note. Do you know anything about this, or whether someone would have done that or not?
I might. What's it to you?
I just would like to know, is all. Doesn't really involve anything to do with you. I just want to know.
Well, roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Where's persuasion? I can see it. Oh, it's right here. 20.
Ooh. He goes,
Roll.
all right,
Big roll.
I'll tell you what I know. I have a scroll here, and it's on this small. I think they're a family. They live in Kindraga, and they call themselves the Lunar Shift. That's the only thing I can think of that would match what you're talking about. And he gives you the scroll.
Shift. And I'll hand him the book back as well, and I'll open up the scroll and just have a quick look just to see what's in it.
The scroll that you have is in regards to a treaty that the Lunar Shift family has. And it seems to have been signed by several Lunar Shift people, and also signed by someone important, if I can look at the document. Signed by... Doodly-dee-dee-dee-doos. Lady Amberdust.
Lady Amberdust?
Yep.
Do you know anyone called Lady Amberdust? Is this name familiar to you at all? Is it familiar to me at all?
There's a halfling that lives in town. I think they're the Amberdusts or the Apple Songs or something like that. I don't know. They don't come here to our temple.
Okay. Have I ever heard of a Lady Amberdust at all anywhere?
Roll a history check.
History. 17?
The Amberdusts are a very noble family within the country of the Halflings. They are not the ruler. They're not like the monarch family, but they are like, you know, essentially dukes, duchesses style of in the Halfling world.
Okay. Maybe Ignis may know something then. Alright, cool. Am I able to hold on to the scroll, or would you like it back?
No, you can have it. It means nothing to me.
Cool, thank you. And I'll walk back down to meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay, now Dobby, with all that being important, I do want you to learn. So, I'll be asking you to tell me everything that you learned from your day with Chester up there. So I want you have 2 jobs today, okay? You annoy the living fuck out of that bastard, and you learn as much as you can, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. And depending on how well you do, we may talk about allowing you to walk on your own, or maybe ride on the horse and not be hogtied to an alligator.
Cool.
There's always one.
Perfect.
Canneray,
Perfect.
roll a D100, please.
Oh.
Canneray's gonna eat this goblin, please.
You're just eating breakfast. You're having like a normal, morning, and Rainier's talking to goblins and whatever. And deep within you, you feel a surge of light as new life within your dragon clan, the Red Dragons, has been brought to this earth. And you sense that a nest, I don't know what you call a bunch of eggs, of red dragonborns has just hatched. And you will roll with advantage today. Congratulations, as you have new family.
Hey. Like
For a
that.
second, I thought that Cannery was pregnant. And I was like, what?
Yeah, he's
A
like,
clutch
I was
of
a paladin
eggs.
all along!
lays an egg.
You know that they're not anywhere near you. They are back in, your home, but being red dragons, red dragonborns, and, your family grows and it feels good. You're happy knowing that there are more red dragonborns on the planet.
Can always use more red
Okay.
dragon bones. We're a rare breed.
Good.
Alrighty.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
Chester Dini's just completely chowing down those little wafers upstairs. So. Quite funny, really. Ignis.
Hailing him.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard of the Amber Dust family by any chance?
Amber Dust family. Amber Dust family.
I just have something here signed by the Amber Dust, so.
No.
When he
Are
says
they
that,
human?
well,
Are they
like,
human? I really don't, I don't know much about human lineage.
It's not human lineage, it's a halfling lineage. So that's why I asked you.
Oh god, halflings. Don't get me started on those little bastards. Oh my god.
Would,
The amount of racism we get because of halflings, just they give gnomes a bad name, and we're not even related to them. Completely different genomes and species. And we get blamed for all their shit. Oh my god.
when he mentions that, does he say it do you say it loud enough that everyone can hear, or like when you mention
I'm
halflings and stuff?
trying to hide
And
it,
Amber
I
Dust,
guess.
would Amber Dust ring a bell for me, since they're high nobles of the halflings and the dwarves are on good relations with the halflings?
Roll a history check.
Dwarves.
History check. Where are you? Oh, don't worry, I'm really great at this.
Oh,
He crits! The
Oh,
man
man.
crits, dude!
Nicely
You
done.
remember when you were a child, there was a banquet feast that was held deep within the Dwarven Mountains, and several of the very prominent halfling families came to visit, as well as their leading family, and the Amber Dusts are probably the third most powerful family within the halfling country. You remember seeing a beautifully dressed halfling woman. She had curls and she had beads in her hair. She had a very frilly, very, very frilly dress. Like, halflings are short and stuff, but her dress probably took up like 6 feet or whatever, like in like the poofy dress style. She was also accompanied with several younger than her daughters at the time, and they were about your age, and you did not speak to them as you are not noble birth or anything like that, but you were your family was allowed to attend the feast in one of the great halls, and they sat at the place of honor along with some of the other halfling families.
I basically just relay that to the old boy, to Arthur. God.
The old boy.
Name slipped my mind for a second there.
The old boy.
We've only been traveling
Old boy.
together for like 4 or 5 days now. It's okay.
It's okay. Can I roll a history check, JD? Since
That's why you're the old boys.
we
old
do have
boys.
friendly relations with halflings, and you know some things about my backstory. So.
You're just so overwhelmed and overjoyed. You're like almost tearing up at the fact that you're thinking, and it's making you a little homesick though too, because there are new eggs that are hatching and you won't be there to see them. You don't know who these people are, and it makes you think of your family. You can't think about halflings right now. Oh yeah, you roll with advantage today, all day today. You're happy. You're overjoyed. Everything's advantage for you today.
Do any of us notice that Canary is like significantly feeling different today? Because this sounds like it's
jovial.
an extremely big deal.
He kisses Dobby on the mouth when he wakes up.
My friends.
Katie does it with fire.
You do recognize the name. It sounds there are several prominent halfling names, but most halflings are named with like noun. So like apple song, amber dust, things like that. So you're pretty sure that it sounds familiar, like a noble name, but for the most part, the halflings that you guys have interacted with were mostly envoys and not so many nobles. The only times that nobles have ever hung out with dragons is, in more elite circles, whereas the dwarves will host a big feast and gather everyone together. It's mostly the, top actual dragons, not dragonborn, and the nobles of a visiting nation that will feast together. So you weren't necessarily invited.
Fair enough. Just rings a little bell in my head.
A little ding-a-ling.
Yeah, I relay all my information that I can recall about the amber dusts to Arthur.
That's interesting.
Just basically tell them that they're like a really, really, really influential family.
They're huge.
They're huge.
You sort of see that Arthur just begin to mumble to himself, just different things, thinking. Okay, well, thank you, regardless. Yeah, it helps a lot.
So, today we are checking out.
I'm gonna go.
Got all that, now that the soldiers are gone, we have the loot that we got from the camp. The
It was like 50
and
gold.
silver. Yeah, how much was it to silver a weapon?
100 gold.
Okay, so if you want to take the 50 gold there, and then we divide up the silver.
It was like
Sounds good.
2 silver or something, right?
It was like, no, it was 30 silver.
Oh, okay.
34
was the-
silver.
We got 53 gold and
5
34 silver.
I'm down
Yeah,
for
yeah,
50
34.
gold on silvering a rapier for you. Like, if we...
Yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Silver divided up 6 ways.
5.6.
Would come out to be
5.6 was it?
So
Yeah,
5 and 6 copper.
Beautiful.
Sweet. And then 53 gold towards that weapon. And then how much more?
It was 52, wasn't it? 52 gold.
53 gold.
Oh, 53. Okay.
53 gold. And
Thank you,
34
Baca.
silver. Yeah, I already have it all in a spreadsheet.
Nice.
Map gamer.
Alright.
So, do you have gold remaining from the last set, or do you need more?
I can supply the remaining.
I'm gonna go
47.
pee really fast. Sorry, guys. You can deliberate.
Go for it.
Sounds good. I can take that gold and go get it sorted. I might bring Ignis with me if possible. just because it slipped my mind before, but this time I've remembered after seeing those tracks and bringing up the druid. The dwarves actually have a druid at their at the blacksmith. So if either one of you guys want to come, they can maybe like check you out and possibly give you guys some more information.
I shall go.
Maybe.
I am good with dwarves, even though they have friendly relations with the damn halflings.
What do you?
No, we also
did-
have
did you
friendly
give
relations
your,
with you guys. Come on, dude.
Did you give your boy instructions on what to do after he finishes your laundry?
I'll just grab him. He's just doing the laundry outside.
All right. Don't.
He will have to follow
is
me
a-
everywhere.
Right, he is only like 12, but he asked for this, so I'm kind of torn
Yes.
on it.
Are you?
The life of a squire is not an easy one.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
all been through our hazing.
That may be so,
Yep.
but I'm just curious. Are you personally up to the task of dealing with the squire?
My master did it for me, and I shall do it for my squire.
I'm not gonna check you.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Natural
inventory.
20.
Nice.
Would that be deception? We're doing rolls without Ghibli.
I'm just curious. I just rolled because I was just curious. I wanted to do it anyway.
I will say, so like, for this one, he is being 100% truthful. He comes from a line of knights. The way, although this is not at all clear with Ghibli, so Ghibli could change this as much as Ghibli wants.
Yeah.
Gnomish knights are, we come from families, but they're not blood families. So
Okay.
Ignis is Ignis Bartholomew, Knight of R.A. Bartholomew. So they take their
Okay.
title from their master.
What was Ignis's name before?
Bum,
That
bum,
is from the child that
bum.
has never been named. So there are squires of gnomes. It's just not quite clear how one gets chosen to be
Okay.
a squire.
Yeah.
And then, so you two are doing that, and then the four of us will go to the merchant shops and do a little bit of Scooby-Dooing to
Yeah.
see
Wait,
if
to
we can-
doing that thing that we said we weren't gonna do by splitting the party?
Splitting the
Oh,
party,
listen.
yeah. I'm a little
okay,
reluctant.
I am hoping that
I mean,
like there won't be combat in
So-
the blacksmith shop.
so every if we can all go to the blacksmith shop. You guys can have a conversation with the dwarves while I get started on the weapons, and then after you have the conversation, you guys can leave because it's gonna take me fucking ages. But
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want
a-
Ignis to miss out if you guys go because he's not gonna get any experience for the smithing like what
That's
I'm
true.
gonna get. So
Gotcha.
I'd rather him go
That
with you
sounds good.
guys after.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
gotta drop Dobby off up with Chester, and then we're fine.
Just let me go drop my kid off at kindergarten.
Yeah.
He's not a kid. He's 42 years old, aren't you, Dobby?
I just want to say, historically, goblins typically only live till 60, so he is in old age.
When I was a young goblin.
I have 4 children
up.
and a wife. I'm actually a grandfather.
And now I'm a squire.
Now you're my squire. Is that that or prison?
Squire sounds good. Does it pay
Good,
well?
good.
I got mouths to feed.
Yes, actually, it can.
Exposure.
And
Please don't.
can your wife or kids read?
Yeah, it's kind of a rude question, man. What do you think, we're idiots?
I'm sorry, that's very rude of me. I don't know where that came from.
Wait, can they read Goblin
Perfect.
or can they read Common as well? Can
They
they
read
just speak
Goblin.
Common?
They read and speak
Perfect.
Goblin.
Yeah, but what
We can
about
probably try to
can
figure
they
out how
read
to-
Common?
We can probably figure out how to like. You can send a letter back to your family saying that you're okay.
I'd really rather just send money and not let anyone know where I am or what I'm doing, or the orcs will come after me and probably murder my whole family for deserting them.
You know what? Fair
I'm
enough.
going to go
That
draft
sounds
a letter.
Don't. Fair enough.
The Austihr,
That sounds
forge a
good.
letter. Quick.
What's your
You
wife's
even know
name,
it
Dobby?
is.
My wife's name is Snicklefritz.
Snickle Fritz?
Beautiful name. Beautiful name.
Yeah.
Great name.
Do you go?
I
do you always
I
say
can
like
write the letters.
Do you always say like the full like Snickle Fritz, or do you have like a pet name like Snickle?
I call her Snippy.
Sniffy.
Aww, that's
Sniffy Gobby.
dude.
All right, Dobby, let's go and get you up to Chester. And I walk him up to Chester.
He's probably still upstairs eating the wafers.
No,
Oh,
no, no,
so-
no. He
this
comes.
would've been
He's
after-
down. He's getting ready for
Okay.
mass. There's a few people who are in, like the early goers to church to make sure that they get like the front row pews. Some elderly
God.
women wearing like fancy hats and stuff. And you notice that Chester does still have a few crumbs on his face, and he has like like when you drink red wine and you have like the wine lip.
Oh yeah.
He's got that going
It's
on.
got-
Oh, I get those from Capri
The wine
Sun.
mustache.
Yeah.
Three sons.
Let's not show him the wine that we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get that.
Or maybe the temple will buy the wine that we got.
The elderly women audibly gasp when you bring Dobby upstairs. They're like, oh!
Yeah. And I want to make a big show of almost not quite performative, but I want to make a big show of saying, yes, ladies, this is a captured goblin who has expressed interest in learning the ways of the Father, and I, believing in the power of redemption, talked with Chester, and Chester, this brilliant man, has volunteered to teach the ways of our faith to this heathen, and he is going to do his absolute best job. And I'm saying this loud enough for Chester to clearly hear, and I'm making a big point that this was, and I want to make it seem like this was partially Chester's idea.
Roll a performance check.
Oh, please, please, please.
Come on, we got this.
And I'd like to use my inspiration here, if possible.
Sure.
Please, please, please,
What?
please, please.
Be blessed.
17.
Yes.
Start killing the goblin.
The women they go from being frightened to very impressed, and they kind of like make, religious gestures with their hands. Like they don't do the sign of the cross, obviously, because that's a different religion, but they do something similar to that effect. They kind of like do like, the whatever prayer hands and stuff. And one of the women, she's like batting her eyes at you, like she's your age, right? You're 56, and she's kind of like fanning herself like with her fan, and it's like flapping her hat in the background, and she's like, ooh, a paladin.
I kind of just give her a nod and then turn to Chester. And what is Chester's reaction to what I just did?
He's embarrassed, but he's trying to save face by being like, yes, yeah, that's my idea.
Yep. All right, and so I will say, and Chester, where would you like Dobby to? Would you like me to take Dobby upstairs, or how would you like this to work?
I believe if he wants to hear what the father has to say, he should sit with us, and he points
Absolutely.
to like a empty spot on one of the pews in like the back of the room.
I ignore him and sit him directly up front, so
That
everyone
works
can
too.
see.
Yeah, that works too. All the women on the pews just slide over, and they're all squished together on one side of the pew, giving us much space between them and the other one and Dobby.
Yep.
Are we
And I expect you
all
to
observing this?
Yeah, sure.
I expect you to explain to all of your parishioners what I just explained to these lovely ladies here, and I give a nice smile to the women.
May the mother have mercy on your soul.
And yours as well. And I kind of kneel down in front of Dobby and kind of whisper into his ear, okay, just stay quiet as best you can during this whole ceremony thing. And then remember, you have 2 jobs today after this. Learn as much as you can and annoy that man as much as possible. Okay?
Dobby's got it. Yeah, 100%. Let's go.
Thank you, Dobby. 5 gold for you once this is done.
That's a lot of gold.
I want to just walk up
Remember.
to Rainier, ask when he's finishing up, and just grab him by the shoulder and be like, "Hey, you saw that lady over there, right? She's
Yes.
totally checking you out, right? Why don't you go talk to her?"
Oh, I didn't notice.
What?
and I kind of-
you should definitely go talk to her.
No, that's not a great idea. I'll be honest with you.
She's waving.
I
very
think
cute.
she's staring like
I think it's a
Look at her.
great idea. Come on, I'll walk up and
Imagine
start
our whole party just gets married, has kids, and we're just like these aloof parents.
I'm
Just
going
like,
to
Like,
minor
okay,
illusion
is this-
flowers behind Rainier, so
Will
there
you
are flowers.
I'll drew craft a couple flowers over his armor.
We've got khaki pants, like the khaki pants on, with like a bum bag on the front. Like all of us are wearing polo shirts.
Yeah,
and
the
we're
New
just like-
Balance.
If
like,
I go and
we
The
got
new
one of
I
those
go-
baby carriers on the front with like a baby in it, and we got our swords and shield.
if I go talk to her, will that stop all this?
all of what?
Of course.
Oh, what?
All of what?
And I go
we're
and
just-
I walk over to the women and I just kind of hi.
oh, hello. And they're all like
I'm
swooning.
going
They
to
start
minor-
fanning themselves even more.
I'm gonna minor
Um,
illusion the sound to come out right after he says that.
Oh God.
The woman who's been eyeing you, she holds out her hands like this, with the expectance that you're going to, perform some sort of gentlemanly thing with it.
I kneel down and I give like a very stiff, just a very stiff, like, this is something I have to do or I'm expected to do kind of thing, and just kind of give her a peck, like, and then I hope you all enjoy Mass. I unfortunately have some stuff I have to do, but thank you, the mother and father, thank you for your good and loyal faith.
Thank
And
you
I do
for...
some.
Go ahead.
I do like essentially again like whatever like paladins, clerics, or priests would give. In fact, I'm just gonna say,
Finger guns.
I think it would. I think since there's a lot about the love of the mother, I think it would be like a gesture of like chest out, like extending one's heart kind of thing. Like that would be what priests, paladins, and all would do. And I do that as and like the mother, may the mother bless you kind of thing. So it would be, yeah, and that would.
Thank you for spreading the love of the mother to this savage goblin. Your kindness has almost brought me to tears. I don't think I can spare the moisture, though.
I'll fetch you some water. And I will take my exit.
Okay. My name's
I will
Lucille, by
cough.
the way.
He's playing hard to get.
Oh, good.
Lucille.
And yeah, I walk right past the rest of the party, and I just walk straight out the doors of the church.
I am right behind him. I want out of the
Oh,
street.
yeah.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
Dog, you dog, you player.
Good job, mate. Good job.
Gonna walk by
There's a
Lucille
little
as
Rosie,
we
there's a little
leave.
Rose.
Just say, hey, if you don't see us here in Ava Shores, you might find us in Lachelle Cove.
Oh, thank you.
We leave
It's almost a
tomorrow.
bit- It's almost a bit awkward for the person when you do this, huh? Strange, huh? I wonder why that's the way it is. Oh well. I said it clearly in front of him as well.
Paladin
In front of
learns a
me.
lesson about matchmaking.
I said it in front of you because you did that back in the
As
shotgun
Rainier
and
leaves, she
put him
kind of
in-
like does that like turn around, like checks him out on the way out. Yeah.
That is a nice armored ass right
Yeah.
there.
Do all of them on the entire
Yeah.
pew, all
It's
of the
like
women
a
just
group glare. Yeah, it's like a group glare. The whole pew.
Those are real buns of steel.
I love to watch you go away.
Cinnamon, have some buns.
All right, so you guys leave the temple. What would you like to do?
So we're gonna go. All of us are gonna go to the blacksmith, I think, unless Cogs has something else he wants to do.
I got nothing.
Yeah, so we were all gonna go to the blacksmith. They were gonna have a conversation with the druid, and then after that, I think they were gonna leave. So
Okay.
we'll probably sort that out, do that up.
You guys make your way to the Dwarven Manor. When you show up, you knock on the door and you see Ms. Mill, the dwarf with the colorful hair, and she answers the door and she looks really hungover and she's like, "Hey, you don't have to knock so loud, eh?" And she like lets you come in. You do see Hallie and Burton. They are both at the forge, kind of like expecting you to show up. They don't have any projects going at the moment, and they welcome you all in. You can tell that they're eyeing most of you suspiciously. They're dwarves, but if you're friends of Heesun, you're friends of theirs, is sort of the vibe that you get.
I'm going to say to Tara, and this is why a knight does not drink.
Okay.
Hangovers.
Yeah, that makes
First
sense.
lesson.
Dwarven knights drink.
And Ms. Mill's like, "That's true. That's why we need an altar."
The altar's gonna have to wait. Is what's his name?
Grynum?
Is Grynum around?
Yeah, and he comes out from the kitchen, and you guys see before you a dwarven man with a well-manicured beard. He's got green, brown robes, and he's not dressed like the other dwarves, and he is a druid.
And I'll just introduce him to the guys and let him know of like the affliction, I guess, and see if he's got any information on it, or if he was happy to have a conversation with them to find out while I go get started on the forging.
I prefer if we called it intolerance.
It's
Intolerant.
They are
Rare
lycanthropically inclined, and they need assistance if you have any knowledge. Or would
I'm
mind
going
having a chat
to
with them.
let down my armor a little bit and show off my shoulder.
Ugh.
Do a little shoulder.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad there.
What?
I can't cure you, but what I can do is give you an ointment that will stop your transformation until it is complete. So I bet you've been having some strange dreams, maybe a couple thoughts, very primitive thoughts. And he starts gathering herbs from various like sacks and barrels and stuff around the kitchen, and he's putting it in his mortar and pestle. And while he's crushing up the herbs, I can't cure you myself. That's a power for an archdruid. I'm just a mere druid, but perhaps you should seek one out or kill the beast that has given you your affliction.
That's the plan.
Do you happen to know if the druid of the Sanguil Forest is an archdruid?
I assume so. I never went to the forest myself. I can feel the energy radiating from it all the way over here.
Good, bad?
Oh, good.
You looked
good.
kind of...
I'm intimidated. I practice a different type of druid craft than they do.
Interesting, I didn't know there were different types, but then again, I am not a druid, so...
Sounds like you know a little bit about the werebear situation, at least some knowledge. Do you know if we kill the top level werebear, if it will cancel the curse all the way
Yeah.
through, or
Trickle
So
down
if we-
effect?
If one, because one werebear bit the person we're trying to save, then that sort of turns sour, and then that person bit, obviously, our two friends here. If we kill the original werebear, does that have a chain effect? That's sort of what just to paint the picture a bit better.
I don't know. We dwarves usually deal with were-rats down in the mountains, and normally when we find a nest of them, we exterminate all of them. It's unnatural, and if they're too far gone, there's no saving them. It's worth a shot.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt, yeah.
I mean, fighting a werebear's gonna hurt. Somebody's gonna take some damage.
Yeah.
he has the salve ready. During this time, Heason, you are working with Hallie and Burton to craft the silver. Just deduct the gold from your inventory.
So Diastri, we were going to use the 50 gold, or the 52 gold, and I think Diastri said you were going to cover
Yeah,
the
53 and 47.
Yeah.
I already deducted the 47 from. my
Okay,
own.
then no one has to lose any money.
Okay.
Sweet.
And
Now, is this
go ahead.
ointment one a day, once only?
It's once only. It's actually not an
once
ointment.
only?
It's it's a suppository.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
was
just
actually
kidding.
they have to put it up there.
Well, it's a
No,
good
no,
thing
it's
that I have a
you gotta eat
squire
it.
now.
You eat it.
Oh, you don't. See, you don't. It's not. It's not putting the keys there.
Wait,
No.
is the squire going to do this
Administer,
to administer it to you, or are you just gonna have him do it in your place?
I think
No, the
it's
squire has to
tablet.
attend to his knight in all medical capacities.
It's a
He will learn how to
10-year-old
find
kid.
foods.
No. You just eat it. You just
the
eat
rules
it.
of squiredom.
You just eat it. It doesn't taste very good. It's a thick green, looks like pesto, fresh pesto, but it tastes like moss. And you and Rainier can
Horse
partake,
gnome, we've eaten worse shit.
and it will stop you from having werebear dreams.
I'm gonna chug it in one shot.
It's something.
I will as well.
Okay, I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god.
And werebears.
Constitutions.
14.
You're good.
Or
Poor Ignis.
You immediately vomit all over the floor. You go to take it all in one big gulp, and you just hurl everywhere. And upon seeing that, Ms. Mill also feels very queasy and runs upstairs out of the room. Grynam helps you clean it all up and gives you some water. You will have.
son, my friend.
I
Can
feel
you
like.
just precipitation that just poof.
Yeah, I
away?
could actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
I'd
give it a
appreciate
second to
that.
clean that up. But I feel like dwarves would be pretty hardy against like vomiting and stuff. Like.
Oh yeah, no, she's just incredibly
spend
hungover.
every night.
Yeah, Miss
Yeah,
Mill's
that
incredibly
makes sense.
hungover.
That makes sense.
But you do have the effect of it, but you will be poisoned for the next 6 hours. So you have the poisoned condition.
Just gotta take it easy for the next 6 hours. But at least we don't have to worry about you guys having any more seizures. So do I just have to roll a constitution or strength, sorry?
Yeah, strength.
Check. God damn it. Okay. Pray for me, please. I should have saved my inspiration.
You got this. That's 20.
16, hell
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you are able to, with their help, forge the item. I will say it will take you 4 hours to do instead of 8 because you had help. So you had someone, trying to light the forge and, another person melting the silver, and you're getting, you're cleaning the blade and getting it ready to apply the silver to it. And so all of you working together, you're able to cut the time in half.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Are we just going to be sitting here for the entire 4 hours while we wait
No,
for it?
I mean, you guys, I thought they
We
were
can-
gonna, so they were just gonna have a conversation with Grynam, and then they were gonna like head off after that conversation.
Oh, okay.
While I just
Yeah.
kept forging.
That's
I didn't
fine.
expect
So,
them
like-
to sit around for 4 hours.
So now we can go and do our thing.
Yep.
However, it's
Once
getting
I'm done,
kinda
I'll
late
go
on
meet up with them.
it's kind of getting late on
Well,
my
tell me what
end,
you
so I
guys
don't know.
want to do so that next session we can start there.
Yeah, I think we were wanting to
Okay.
go to the market and try to hunt down, see if we can try to suss out who this merchant is that was working with the goblins.
Yeah,
Based
just
off, and we were gonna.
chatting around.
I think the plan was we were gonna try to use the shipment manifest to see if we can figure out, saying, okay, what merchant seems to have some of these items on this list, or what merchants have these items that are on this list that kind of narrow down our suspects, kind of thing. Because like one of them, the Dineros had all those exotic goods and stuff, and that seems like something that would like stand out. Is what we were talking before. Was that before the break?
I think it was
before
during the
break.
break. Well,
During the break?
I think no, actually, it was after the break when Ghibli like took a step away.
Okay.
Yeah.
No big
Well,
deal.
then I will say is there anything else anybody else wants to do, or are you guys gonna all go do that together while his son's doing his thing?
Yeah, nothing I
think
want to do.
that's good.
Then
Okay, so
go ahead.
I'm just looking at something. Okay, never mind. It's fine.
Okay. Dope. Well, what I will say is that we will call it here for this evening. You guys did great. You killed some gobbies, you saved some gobbies, bunch of good stuff. And we will pick up next week with you guys in the market trying to suss out who has those stolen goods.
Yeah.
Merchant is a traitor to the society.
Dope, dope,
Beautiful.
dope.
I guess
Thank
you
you.
can. I'll go meet up with them as well after I finish crafting the thing, or I'll like at least go hunt them down.
Okay, dope.
I don't know if you want to let Austihr just like add the silver rapier to his inventory.
Yeah. After
Yeah.
the 4 hours, you'll just get it in your inventory. So now you have 2 silver rapiers. Dope.
Nice.
Alrighty, you guys. Well, thank you, good sesh.
Thank you.
Thank you for DMing. Thank you, chat.
Thank you,
Love
chat.
it. Have a
Love,
good
love,
one,
love,
everybody.
love, 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 love.
Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.